In this video, I'm going to be walking you step by step how you can create an online clothing store, or you want to create a fashion store using WordPress and WooCommerce. All right, so this is going to be a comprehensive video where I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know in creating that professional looking store. All right, so let me show you what the website looks like that we are going to be making reference to. So you can see right here, this is a fashion or clothing store that we're going to be making reference to. You can see right here, we have this header right here. You can have your logo here. You can have some quick menu right here, and right here you can see we have the wish list, and then you can see we have an icon for accounts where you can click here to view your account, maybe to create an account. We have the search, then we have these cards. All right, so you can also have a different header apart from what we're having here. I'm still going to be walking you through, and you can see at this top here we have this top bar where you can use to share some information, some promo, or some any information you want to share. And then you can see we have this particular menu here which you can use for category. All right, so to categorize some of your products or your clothes. Okay, you can also do that with this. And then if you scroll down, you can see all of this section. Then you can see right here, if you want this, you can also have it. And this is another category section that you can also have. And if you scroll down, so you can see this is a category for the best-selling products. You can also select that, okay, this is showing 4. Maybe if you want to have it in 4 columns and 2 rows, or 3 columns and 2 rows, it all depends on you. So if you just scroll down, you can see if you want to create something like this. All right, so this is what I'm going to be walking you through in the course of this video. You can see the testimonial section. All right, and then these are partners. If you also want to add some logos of some of your partners, and if you don't want to, you can easily take this off. So you can see this that is showing up. Someone just bought this product. Now they are not real, okay, but I'll show you how to set it up, because when customer comes on your website and they see something like this, it's kind of build a trust that people are actually buying and shopping on your website. And this is the footer. Again, just like we have the header, you can also have a different footer, but I'm going to walk you through how you can create this. You can have a short description about your store, your contact information, then your logo, and some quick links, okay. And then I'm also going to be walking you through, at the end of this video, we're also going to be making some test purchase to show you how the account creation process will look like, how payment and shipping and everything that has to do with this website, the process of everything, how your customers will be able to make payments, buy, and everything. I'm still going to be walking you through that in the course of this video. All right. So if that interests you, do make sure you watch the video to the end. Just in case I'm too fast, okay, you can easily control the speed of the video. So once you're watching it on YouTube, so just come over here. If you're on YouTube, just click on these settings, and then you see this option, the playback speed. You can reduce the speed maybe to 0.5, okay, or 0.25, depending on the one that works best for you. All right. So with that being said, now let's go ahead and create this e-commerce website. So if you're looking forward to create an online store website or a fashion store website, so this video is for you. So before we get started, if you are new to the channel or you are yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead right now, click on that subscribe button below. So just take out 1 or 2 seconds to do that right now. All right, so go ahead, click on that subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. All right, so thank you very much if you have just done that. So now let's get started proper into the video. Now, if you have to create any website, okay, any website whatsoever, there are 2 things that you are going to need. Number 1, you're going to need a domain name, and number 2, you are going to need hosting. Now, when we talk about your domain name, that means your website name. This is what your customer or yourself, you are going to type into your address bar to access your website. A typical example, if you want to access Facebook, you need to go on facebook.com in your browser. If you want to access Google, you go to google.com. These words are what we refer to as a domain name. That's number 1. And number 2 is hosting. Now, all the information you have on your website, they have been stored somewhere that makes it easy for people to access it over the internet from any part of the world. Okay, for example, all the images you're going to be uploading, images of your product, all the text, all the design, all the layouts, all of these informations are being stored somewhere. So that is what we refer to as hosting. Okay, so that's just a simple explanation to what domain and hosting is. Okay, and to get your domain and hosting, a platform comes highly recommendable. It's a good number of benefits and uptime. Okay, since you are creating an e-commerce website, you need an hosting platform that is very reliable with good uptime, okay, so that you won't be losing traffic or having a lagging website. So to get started with getting your hosting and your domain, so just come over to this website, akprosperblog.com/hosting, and then you'll be taken to this page. You can see here hosting here. This is currently one of the best hosting platforms that you can find on the internet right now. They offer the best and quality hosting service. So if you're here, you see it, and you're getting 75% off hosting plus AI website builder. Okay, so once you are here, if you click on start now, here you'll be taken to the different pricing and the plan. All right, so we have the basic plan, the growth plus AI, and then the scale plus AI. Now, since we are working on e-commerce platform, I would recommend you go with the growth.ai. Now, if you check the difference between the three plans, you'll see it right here. Now, if you look at this basic plan, remember we are creating e-commerce website. You can see for e-commerce, and then this is checked for e-commerce. Okay, so that means this has more features that we need to actually get us started. All right, and then maybe later on you can decide to go up with this scale plus AI. So since you are just starting out, this is okay. Now you can see you are also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And remember, like I said earlier, you are going to be needing two things: your domain name and your hosting. So they are providing us with hosting, and then we are also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And then you can also use this same plan to create up to 50 websites. So maybe once you are done with your first website and you want to create another website, you don't need to come back and purchase another hosting. With the same hosting plan, you can create up to 50 websites. Okay, so you can see these are some other features that comes with it. Basic e-commerce, business email, 5 minutes backups per year, daily backup. You get up to 50 gig of storage, and then you get priority support, team collaboration, and the likes. Okay, compared to the basic plan. So what you do once you are here, just go ahead and click on choose plan. So once this page open up, the next thing you're supposed to do is to choose the period. How long do you want to purchase this hosting? Now, if you click here, you are going to have the option of choosing 1 month, 12 months, 24 months, and 48 months plan. Now, remember, you're getting a free domain. So for you to get a free domain, you have to pick anything from the 12 months plan. Okay, that's what is going to give you the free domain. Like you see it here, domain name, you won't be charged for it. You're getting a free domain. However, if you are thinking on long term, okay, I'll recommend you go with either the 24 or 48 months plan. That's if you are thinking of, the website on a long-term basis. And also choosing the 24 or 48 months plan will also increase the discounts you are going to be getting. Okay, for example, now for 12 months, your total is $59.88. But if you go with 24 months, that's 107.76. And then if you choose to go with the 48 months plan, that's $181.92. Okay, and you're also going to be getting plus 3 months free hosting. Okay, so the higher plan you choose, the more discount you are going to be getting. For example, on the 48-month plan now, you are saving as high as $489. Okay, so just make sure you choose anything from 24 to 48. That's what I'm actually recommending. Okay, so depending on your budget anyway, but those are the two. So once you have chosen any of the plan that you want to go with, okay, then you can come over here and then you click on continue. So on this page now, you're going to be prompted to create an account. So here you put in your email address and your password. So you need to take note of the email address and the password you want to use to create your account with them. Okay, so once you do that, you put in your email address and your password, and then you click on register. Once you've completed the registration process and then you've verified your email, the next page you're going to be coming is where you're going to put in your billing address. So that's your name, your last name, your country, your phone number. You just fill in all of these details. Once you are done with them, you click on the continue, and then you'll be able to make your payment. So there are different payment options that will be available to you depending on your country. Okay, so you can pay with your card. There's option of PayPal, there's option of Google Pay, OPay. I think this is available because of the country, my country. So we also have Alipay and then CoinGate. So whatever country you are actually watching from, you definitely see a payment system that will definitely work for you. So choose whichever one that works best for you, and then you'll be able to check out. Okay, so you can see once you put in your either you want to pay with card and then you submit your payment, then you'll be able to purchase your hosting plan. Once you have completed the payment process of paying for your domain, okay, so once you've completed the billing process, the next thing you're going to be getting access to your hosting dashboard, which is what you are seeing here. So once you're on this page, you see all of these options here: your home, website, domain, horizon, emails, and the likes. So where we are coming is you click on websites. So once you are here, you see this option to add website. So go ahead and click on add website. Now all these options will pop up. We have WordPress, Hosting Jar website builder. So what we want to go with is WordPress. Now you see some of this survey or questionnaire, so you can decide to skip them or answer them. So let's say I'm creating for myself or my business, go to next. So now the next phase now is for you to create an account. Now, this information is what you are going to be using to log in into your WordPress website itself. Okay, so here you put in your email. You can see it here, WordPress email, admin email, and then your administrator password. Now, one thing I would advise is make sure that whatever password you're using here, you take note of the password. Okay, so by default, they'll generate a password for you. Okay, but you can go ahead and create your own password. All right, then make sure your password fulfill all of this information. One number, one symbol, one uppercase letter, one Latin letter, and then between 8 to 50 character. Okay, so one only Latin character. Okay, and then one symbol. So the symbol can be anything, full stop, and all of this symbol sign. So once you fill in all of this information, you click on next. Now you'll be asked to create with a website with AI, pre-built website and theme. So just click on create a blank site. All right. So now the next thing is this. Now they're asking that what domain or subdomain would you like to use? Now there are three options here. You can see number one, it said claim your free domain, buy a new domain, or confirm a domain you already own. Now let me explain the three to you. Now if you've purchased your hosting, so that means you can go ahead and claim your free domain. So what you do is you put in the domain that you want to use. Okay, let's say for example, this is the domain you want to use. Maybe you want to use this domain now. So you go ahead and put in the domain. If the domain is available, you see the option here with claim. So you click on claim. All right. So that's the first option. Now the second one says buy a new domain. Now this buy a new domain is when you want to create maybe your second website. Okay, maybe you've already claimed your free domain and then you want to create another website. You can go ahead and purchase another domain from them also. They also offer that service. All right, now the third one is confirm a domain you already own. Now maybe you already have a domain already, which is what I want to do. For example, I already have this domain gpt.com, and that's what I want to use. So I'll just go ahead and put in the domain so you can see, do you own this domain? Use it. So I'll click on it. So you can see the domain is registered at another provider. You need to verify you own it when you connect it to your site. So that's letting you know if you have a domain on another platform, maybe you have a domain from GoDaddy, from Bluehost, or from other platforms, you can also use it. All right, so that's what I'm doing. So you can see it here. I've put in this domain. I actually have this domain on another platform, Dynadot. Okay, so what I'll just do is then you go ahead and click on install WordPress. So with that, now our WordPress installation is in progress. You can see it here, 6%, 7%, 8%. So I'll just pause the video and let it to go to 100, but it takes less than 2-3 minutes. Okay, so guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. So once your installation is complete, and then you are going to be redirected to this particular page here, right here. Okay, so you're going to see your domain at the top here. So in case you are not seeing your domain, okay, so let me just show you that briefly. So maybe you are seeing some random words here. What is happening is that your domain name is taking time to propagate with your hosting. All right, so instead of you having to wait for it to propagate properly, you can go ahead and create your website. Okay, so maybe after some minutes, okay, you just see that your domain will appear properly. All right, and if at any point in time you want to log in back into the backend, because you're currently on the backend of our website, so what you can do is simply enter your domain name /wp-admin, okay, and then to take you to this particular screen. Okay, so just take notes of that. All right, so once you are here, you can just close this, hide. All right, so you can see right here, these are all the options that we are going to be making use of. Now, once we start installing our themes and our plugins, I'm still going to explain what that is. We are going to be having more options right here. Okay, so one thing you also need to do is to take out come over to plugins. So if I click on plugins and I click on install plugins, now by default, the hosting that we are using are going to install some themes for us, which is what we are seeing right here. So let's just go ahead and deactivate them and delete. Okay, so take note, you have to deactivate first before deleting. Okay, now basically these plugins help to add more functionalities to our website generally. Okay, they add more features to the website. Now take these plugins as some of the apps you have on your phone. Okay, once you get a new phone, there are some default app that you find on your phone. Okay, and then there are some apps that you also need to install, to add more features or to be able to do certain things on your phone. So we can also liken plugins to some of those apps on our phone. Okay, so let's just go ahead. We're going ahead to delete this. So let's come back to our dashboard. So you can see we have fewer options right here, and you can see welcome to WordPress, and we have a whole lot of all these informations right here. Now, to have a cleaner dashboard, so what you do is, instead of dismissing everything, you can come over to screen option right here. You click on it, then you can uncheck all of this, okay, except if there is any information that you want to be seeing on your dashboard. For example, since we are creating an e-commerce website, you might want to see some analytics or some some analytics generally. So then those are the options that you might want to check from all of these so that you can see them directly on your dashboard. But when we get there, we might just come back to it. Okay, so right here you can see now we have right here posts. So this is where you are going to find all the posts. So if you want to be adding blogs, okay, so this is the section for it. Now this is the media section. So all the images, all the photos, all the files on your website, you are going to find a lot of them here. Okay, and don't forget, if you have any reason to want to make use of videos on your website, one thing I would advise you to do is not to upload the video directly onto your site. You can upload the video maybe on Vimeo or YouTube or any external platform and just embed it on your website. Okay, it helps to reduce lagging, okay, on your website, okay, and help you save space on your hosting. So this is pages. This is where you are going to come. You're going to create all the pages on your website, maybe your home page, your about us, your contact us, your shop page, and everything. You will create them from here. Then this is comments. Once you start receiving comments on your website, you're going to see it right here. For example, at this part here, you are seeing 0. Once you start receiving comments, you see the number of comments that you have. Then under appearance is where we have themes. Then we also have editors and fonts. Okay, so once we install the theme, we are also going to see more options right here. Plugins, I've talked about it. User, this is where you can set up. If you want to add user to your website, maybe you want to give people access to your website. Remember, when you create your website, you will need people that will also be able to access it from the back end. You can give them different roles. Once we get there, I'm going to show you all the roles that are available. All right, and then under tools, we also have all of these options to import, export, site health, and all of these. Then settings. Okay, so we are going to be looking at some of these options. So let's start with settings. So under settings, if I come to general, so once we open up the general settings, so under site title, so this is where you're going to give your site a title. Preferably should be a title that is related to your website. So let's say the name, remember I'm using this domain gbt.com, which is one of the domain I own. All right, so let's say my site title, I want to give it PA Clothing. Maybe that's the name of my clothing brand on my clothing store. All right, so I can give you that name to PA Clothing, and then you'll notice that the name will appear here, all right, as the site title. Also, is this name that will also appear on your browser tab, especially when you're on the home page. All right, so take note of that. So then you can come here and give it a tagline. You can see what we have here. They said, in a few words, explain what the site is about. Another example is just another WordPress site. So you can go ahead and put in your tagline. So I just gave it some random word that fashion and style you defined. Okay, so just give it a tagline. All right, now the next one you're going to put is your site icon. Basically, the meaning of this site icon is you can use your logo, okay, and that is preferably your logo. Choose a site icon. Let me give you an example of what that means. Now, if you look at this tab here, for example, this tab that is YouTube, you are seeing YouTube logo here. This is ChatGPT. You see ChatGPT logo right here. This is Gmail. You see their logo there. So your site icon is that you're uploading is what will show up on browser tab. Okay, so go ahead and upload your logo preferably here, and then once you are done, now you scroll down under membership, choose this option that anyone can register. Now remember, we are creating an e-commerce website, so people will need to create an account, people will need to register. So make sure this option is checked, that anyone can register, and then you can go ahead and select your preferred dates format and time format and your time zone. Okay, so just go ahead and choose this, and then you go ahead and click on save changes. So basically, those are the things you need to do under settings. Every other thing under settings are quite okay. All right, so once you have done this, you can come back to your dashboard. So click here, then to take you back to your dashboard. All right, so once that is done, the next thing we want to do now is to upload our theme. Okay, now before we even upload our theme, let me show you what our website currently looks like. So if I over this place where I'm having PA Clothing, you'll see view site. So let me just open this in a new tab to show you what our website currently looks like. So you can see this is what our website currently looks like. Okay, you can see it's just looking blank. And remember, we are planning to take it from this to this. Okay, so just follow along. Now I said let's go ahead and upload our theme. And by the time we upload our theme, you're going to see the changes that's going to happen. Now, when we talk about the theme, just like, let me also use the analysis of your phone, for example. The theme on your phone, once you upload a new theme on your phone, you can see it change the layout, it change some of the design, the feel of the phone, the UI or the UX of the phone. The same thing applies to theme, all right? And some of this theme comes with some additional features based on the kind of website that you want to create, okay? So now, with that, now the theme you are going to be using on this, for this video, so for you to go there, just come over to appearance, you see themes, so you click on it, and then by default WordPress will have like themes from the last 3 years. For example, we have this 2025, 2024, and 2023. We are currently on 2025 theme for this website, and this is what it's giving us, okay? And if I should switch to, let's say, 2024, if I should click on activate, all right, you can see that means this is the theme that we are using right here. If I should come back to our website, if I should refresh it, you see that you can see it will change the way it appears, to change the font and everything, okay? But then these are not the theme I want to use, okay? So what you are going to do is you come over here to click on add theme, and then like you can see right here, WordPress itself has a number of themes right here. I think as at this time over 8,300, but these are not the theme we want to use. So just come over here to click on upload theme so that we can upload the theme that I want to use. Now, so to get the theme that we are going to be using to create this e-commerce website, our clothing store website, okay? So just come over to this website, akprosperblog.com/btheme, akprosperblog.com/btheme, and you'll be taken to this page. So you can see this is the theme we are going to be using. It's called Betheme, all right? So once you are here, you can see the option to add it to cart. So just go ahead and then click the option to add it to cart. So next, you go ahead and click on go to checkout. So once you're on the checkout page, yes, in case you don't have an account, so just come over here and click on create an account and continue. So once you do that, you'll be prompted to create an account. All right, so you can see here, you create an account, you can decide to create with it, any of this option. If you want to create with its email, select it, and then you put in all of this information, your first name, your last name, required name, and then you can go ahead and create your account. So once you are done creating your account, you'll be able to enter your billing details and select your payment method, okay? And you'll be able to purchase this particular theme, okay? Once you are done purchasing the theme, now at the upper right of your screen, you're going to see your username. Once you hover over it, you see this option download. So go ahead and click on downloads. The next thing, you're going to see the themes under download. So once you're on the downloads, you see it right there. Now where we have this download, once you click on it, there are two things you have to download, okay? So you're going to download the installable WordPress files only. So this one right here, and then you can download either this the license certificate. You can download the PDF version or the text version, okay? So don't forget, two things you have to download here from the themes that you've just purchased: the installable WordPress files and then the license certificate. All right, now you come back to your WordPress site, so you can see where it asks us to choose file. So you go ahead and locate the WordPress file that you've downloaded, okay? So I have mine right here. So you can see this is it right here. So I'll just select it and I'll click on open. All right, and I'll go ahead and click on install now. So you can see installing theme from uploaded file. So this is it right here. So next thing you're going to do is click on activate. So go ahead and activate it, because we are going to need to activate the theme also. So guys, if you are finding value in the video, please give the video a thumbs up, okay? So you can see we already have it installed already. And mine, I'm gonna also register it, okay? Now, if yours is showing unregistered, you can see here it's showing registered already. So what you do is you scroll down, you see an option that will talk about license key, okay? Something like this somewhere on the screen, okay? So what you need to do is to put in your license key. Now, remember the file I asked you to download, they are either the PDF or the text file. So you're going to open them, okay? And then you're going to see item purchase code, okay? So just go ahead and copy your purchase code, and then you come back to the website. You see an option right here that will ask you to paste in your purchase code. All right, so just go ahead and paste in your purchase code, and then you submit it or you register it, okay? And then you'll be able to see that it is registered, and that will give you a whole lot of other options right here, like you can see right here. Once you have it and it's registered, and then another thing you see is you're going to have more options. Okay, you can look, if you look at it on this side of the screen right here, you see that I now have more options now that a theme has been installed. Okay, now next for us to do now is to install the demo site that would give us this particular kind of e-commerce clothing store. All right, so from our dashboard, you see this option that says website. So just come out here and click on it, website. So like you can see, currently it has about 749 pre-built websites, okay? So that means this particular theme, you can use it to, create different kind of website apart from the clothing store website. And that is what you can see right here. If you look closely, you see that there are a whole lot of pre-made websites that you can actually make use of in different niches and different industry. Okay, but the one that I want to make use of is this particular one right here, which is the clothing 3. All right, so there's no need for us to take a preview or to see what it looks like. So go ahead and just click on select. All right, now it will ask you that what page builder do you want to use. Do you want to use the B builder or the Elementor page builder? So just go ahead and select Elementor page builder and go ahead and click on next. All right, so it's asking us that the pre-built content, you want to bring in the complete website or you want to bring in selected website. So just go ahead and click on it's already selected complete website. Okay, and then you click on next. All right, so it's requiring the following plugins. So just before I click on start installation, so you can see it's asking us contact form 7. This plugin is what's responsible for you to receive message from your contact form. If there's any contact form on your website, this is the plugin that is making it possible for people to send you a message from your website. It's asking for this Elementor page builder. WooCommerce, this is a plugin. If you want to do anything that has to do with e-commerce on your website, this plugin is one of the most common and the most recommendable. Okay, and a whole lot of other things. So just go ahead and click on start installation. So if you are doing a fresh installation, you can just go ahead and check this. Okay, basically it wants to, if there's any other information on your website before now, and then you want it to go off so that this new theme can stay, which is what, so you can go ahead and click this. Okay, so let me just go ahead and delete, or you can also skip. Okay, whichever one you want to do. So you can see all of this is installing and it will take a few minutes. So once that process has been completed, so you can say, congratulations, you have successfully installed your website. So let's go ahead to check our website. So I'll click here to check our website, which will open up in a new tab. All right, so you can see right here now we have our websites, okay, and this is it right here. So what we are going to do next is to see how we can update everything here to match our own products, okay, so, or your products, whichever terms we want to use, okay, so that you can update some of the text, some of the images, because definitely these are not your products, so you need to put in your own clothing or your own fashion products to create your own categories. And like I mentioned earlier, if you want to have a different heading style, you can also do so. You can see this logo, definitely you want to change it to your logo. And if you want to get logo, you can get logo from Fiverr. You can also use some AI to create your logo temporarily. Okay, all right, so that's by the way. So now let's come back to the back end of the website. Okay, let me also show you, just for you to know that we are logged in. So you see this particular top right here. You can see store coming soon, customize new page, edit with Elementor, edit with this, and then you can also see that's to show you that we are currently logged into the back end of our website. Okay, so if I should refresh it again, let me just bring this a little bit. So let me see, just to let you know that we are live. Okay, so you can see I refresh it and we are still on the website. So now let's come back to our dashboard. So if I come here and I click on dashboard, this will just take us back to our dashboard. All right, so the next thing I want to look at, now remember when I said if you click here and if there's any other information you don't want to see, you can uncheck them. All right, because we've installed, we have Elementor now, you can see, you can, WooCommerce Startup, this is what I was talking about earlier, that you're going to see all the products that you're having, information about the products, depending on the information that you want to see, okay? And then you can rearrange them. For example, I can bring this and drag it here. You know, I can, recent reviews, I can just, you know, you can just rearrange them, all right? And like I said, you can also use this screen motion to select whatever it is that you want to see and the one that you don't want to see, whatever information that you want to see. Okay, so you can also, for example, now if you have this WooCommerce status here, once you're on your dashboard, you can see your net sales, you can see informations about this right here. Okay, so it all depends on you. All right, so back to our dashboard. The next one we'll look at is, if you scroll down, we see you have this WooCommerce option. All right, so under this WooCommerce now, there are some settings that we need to get done. So you come over here and you click on settings. Okay, and by the way, there's a timestamp in the description of this video. Okay, so if there's any part of this video you want to watch again or you want to jump to, just make sure you can just use the timestamp in the video description. All right, so now under this general, this is where you're going to put in your store address. So go ahead and put in your store address, your city, where your store is located, your zip code. Okay, so if I should scroll down right here, let me just go ahead and fill in some random details. So I'm just going to head to use this. This is just a random address anyway, so I don't know if it exists. Okay, but I know that there's Allen Avenue in Ikeja. All right, so next thing is the general option. Now under this general option, now there's something I also need to explain here. I'll try as much as possible to show you the different options that you have under these settings. Okay, now you have to choose the one that best fits what you tend to achieve. You don't necessarily need to choose the same option with what I'm going to be choosing in the course of this video, so you need to take note of that. Now Under general option, we have your selling location. This talks about where do you want to sell to. Do you want to sell to all countries? Do you want to sell to all countries except, or you want to sell to specific countries? Okay, so if you want to sell to all countries, you can leave this option. If you want to sell to some country, maybe I want to sell to all countries except, maybe for example, I want to sell to all countries, then the country I don't want to sell to, I can now select it here. Maybe for example, I don't want to sell to Afghanistan, I can select it. That means, okay, I don't want to sell to maybe Albania, I'll select it. So what this means is that in the shipping option, these countries will not be there. You can't ship to this country, okay? Or probably they might not be able to even buy from you if if traffic are coming from this location, okay? And if you want to sell specifically to some countries, you can say sell to specific countries, okay? So maybe you want to just create a store that you want to sell to people within a particular country, okay? That's what this option is for. All right, so let me just leave it as sell to all countries. Then shipping location, ship to all countries you sell to. So this is another option. Or you want to ship to all countries you sell to, ship to all countries, or ship to specific countries only, or disable shipping and shipping calculation. Okay, so like I said, these are options that all depends on you, but then you want to leave it to ship it to all countries you sell to. Okay, now if there's anything that you don't understand, once you see this question mark, once you over it, okay, you are going to see what it actually means. Okay, another thing is default customer location. So you can see it is currently set to shop country or region. All right. And another one is address autocomplete. If you want to enable this, you're also going to need a plugin to do that. Now let's move to the next one, which is taxes and coupons. So if you want to enable tax, you're going to check this option. All right. And once you check this option, a new menu will appear up here for tax. Okay, so let me scroll down. And if I should click on enable taxes, okay, once we save, it will come up. All right. Then if you also want to enable coupon, it's already checked. Okay, so if you want to enable coupon, then calculate coupon discounts sequentially. So what this means is what they've explained here is, if for example you have multiple coupons that you are using, so if you want people to be able to use those multiple coupons, for example, now maybe you have a coupon for $10 off, and or maybe 10% off, and maybe someone purchased something of $100. Once they apply it, the 10% coupon, $10 off, they'll be paying $90. Now if they have another coupon again that is maybe for another $10, that's another $10 again. So that's what this means. But if you don't want this option, leave it unchecked. Okay, and I think which is okay. So this is where you select your currency. Okay, so you can see there are a whole lot of currency right here. So just choose the currency that best fits what you want. So let me still leave it as US dollar for some reasons. Okay, because but you can just use any one that you want to use. There's no problem. So depending on the currency, you can select the position, the thousand separator, and everything. So then you go ahead and save. And don't forget to always save any changes. Okay, like I said, you can see there's a tax option showing up right here. So the next settings we want to do is to come over to products. All right, so for the shop page has been set to shop already. Remember, because of the website, we imported it. So some pages have been created for us, which makes the process much more easier. Okay, especially if you're a beginner when it comes to creating a website. Okay, then add to cart behavior, enable Ajax, add to cart, which is okay. Now place order image is set to 3. Now the meaning of this 3 is this. So if I should come over to media, let me open that in a new tab. Okay, let that open up. Then we have the measurements. This is the units. If you have to use a different unit, it depends on what applies to you. If it is kg or gram, depending on maybe where you're operating from, or the size that you use based on the kind of products you sell. Okay, and then the units also, you do that. Now let me come back to this placeholder image is set to 3. Now what it means is that if you should upload a product on your store and you didn't add the product image, okay, don't worry, I'm still going to walk you through how to add products to your store. Okay, and you didn't add the product image to your store, there will be a default image that will show, which is this. Okay, this image will just be like a placeholder. And how did they get that 3? So if you look at the link right here, you see item equals to 3. So it is this 3 is what you are seeing there. Okay, so that's the meaning of that 3. So maybe you want to use let me look for another image. For example, maybe you want to use this to be your placeholder image, for example. Okay, so once you check the browser, you check the link, you are seeing 351. That's the number. Okay, so that's the meaning of that number that you are seeing here, 3. Okay, so it's not just a anyhow number that you can put. You need to be sure. All right, so let's scroll down. So if you want to also change your placeholder image, you can go ahead and change it and then update it. So for reviews, these options have been checked. Enable reviews. If you don't want reviews, then you can uncheck it. Okay. Then product rating. If you don't want people to be able to, give show product rating, okay, or you yourself, then you can uncheck this. So go ahead and save if you make any changes. Now the next thing that we're having here is tax. Okay, so let me come back to product. We also have this inventory. Okay, so you can go through all of these. They are pretty much straightforward. Stock management is enabled. That means you can be able to, once you upload the product, you can have the option to select how many of those products you have available, so that you can get notified when the product is going low, and every other you can see. Then this old stock minutes, old stock for maximum of how many minutes, when the limit is reached, depending order will be cancelled. Okay, so all of this option. Then we also have this, that's what I was saying earlier. Low stock threshold. That means once you upload the product and the product is going low, once you have two left, okay, you have to, the system will send you a message that this particular product you are having only 2 pieces left. Okay, then out of stock is 0, out of stock visibility is on check. Okay, so you can see hide out of stock items from the catalog and the likes. Okay, so if you make any changes here, do make sure you save it. We also have there's an option for downloadable products, but since you're not doing downloadable product, there's no need to go there. So now let's move over to tax, tax rather. So under tax, you can see price entered with tax. No, it's by default it's set to no. And what this means is that the price of item on the store is just the price. Taxes was not included. For example, now these products that we have on our store, let me open one of them. Now, for example, this pencil dress, the price on it is the real price. Taxes have not been included. For example, this price is just $60 exclusive of tax. Okay, so that's the meaning. No, I will enter price exclusive of tax. Okay, but if you want to just put in that, okay, whatever price you are putting for your product, tax has been included, then you can check this option. Okay, so that's why I said earlier that you need to understand all of these options so that you can choose what best fits you. Okay, that's why these options are there. We all cannot choose the same thing, so it all depends. Then calculate tax based on, do you want to calculate tax based on the customer's shipping address, based on their shipping billing address, or based on your shop-based address? Okay, so what this means is, how do you want to charge for tax? Do you want to charge the tax based on the shipping address of the customer, or based on the billing address, or based on where you are located? Okay, where your store is located, that's what you want to, that is what's going to determine the tax. Okay, so one thing about this tax is that you need to be sure how tax works in your country of operation. That's one of the things you need to take note of. How does tax works? Okay, right there. Okay, so rounding off, then additional tax class. So you can see we have reduced rate and then 0 rate. So what this is you can see standard, reduce, and 0 rates. Okay, so you can have different tax class also. Okay, so maybe I don't know, let me just remove all of these, and then maybe additional tax class, and let me call it VAT. Okay, or I can let me just leave it like that. Okay, you're still going to get where we're going to include that. All right, so display prices in the shop, you can see exclusive of tax, okay, and the like. So these are other options under tax. So whatever changes you do, just do make sure that you save them. So away from tax, we also have shipping. Okay, all right, so still on tax, we have the standard rates. So the same thing, these are just different rates. Okay, so whatever settings you do here, you can apply them here if you want to have different tax class. Okay, so let me work with this standard rate and show you how it works. Okay, so now if you want to set up the tax itself, so you can see this way, you're going to put in the country code. Let's say I want to create a, that you can see you're going to enter 2 digits, and then it's going to, okay, insert new role. So let's say I want to create a tax for maybe based on the store for Nigeria, for example. So let me just do that. I select the country, the state code. Now for this state code, you can see there's something here. It said a 2 digits code, EGAL, leave blank to apply to all. So I want it to apply to all the states in Nigeria, for example. Then the postcode, I'm still going to leave it blank because I want it to apply to all the zip code. Same thing also, I want to apply it to all the city, and I can leave here. So the rates I want to charge, let's say I want to charge 7 point, is it 7.5%? Okay, I think it's 7.5%. Then the tax name, okay, I want to call it VAT. So this is where the VAT will come in. All right, I don't want it to be compound. And then choose whether or not these tax rates also get applied to shipping. So if you want to also charge tax on shipping also, then you check that. But I don't want to charge, so I will just uncheck this. So you can do it to as many countries as possible, okay, that you want to do. Or maybe you can also just set it to one. That is if you are just want to charge the tax based on your shop location. That means, for example, now this store is located in Nigeria, and I want to use Nigeria tax to apply to everything that you're going to be buying on the store. So this will work for it, okay? And like I said, if you are setting up tax, try to understand how tax works in your country of operation, all right? And I think that will go a long way in helping you, okay? So once you are done with that, go ahead and save. Now, if you look at this reduced tax rate, it's still the same thing, still the same process, okay? Basically, you know, you might have different tax class or tax rates that you might want to create, okay? So away from tax, let's move over to shipping. So this is where you're going to select how you want to ship your items, okay? So we have shipping zone, we have shipping certain classes and local pickup, okay? So that means if you want to do local pickup, you come over here and select the local pickup. So if you want to enable local pickup, so that means people can buy on your store and come and pick up, maybe can buy online rather and come and pick up maybe at your store or at a particular location that you want to set as a pickup location. So you can see enable local pickup. If you want to do that, you can give it a title. So add a price for customers who choose local pickup. So if you want them to still pay a particular amount because they are doing local pickup, you check this option, okay, and then you put in a cost, okay. But since they are doing local pick, most local pickup are always free, so they don't need to pay anything. Okay, but like I said, it all depends on you. Probably some people still charge for local pickup. That is why this option is there, okay. Then pickup location. So then you had the location, okay. So you put in the address. So maybe you can put it that, okay, maybe get your office and then you put in the address, okay. So it might be the same address with your store address. It all depends on you, okay. Right, so just go ahead and put in all of these and then you go ahead and put in, then if you want to put in a quick pickup details, so maybe you can just indicate that, okay, maybe pickup is from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you can just, any information you want to put, okay, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. All right, so, and they are going to see this when they are making order, so you can go ahead and save changes. So that's if you can see local pickup settings has been saved. And then if you want to do, let's come back to the main shipping setup, which is the shipping zone. All right, so this is where you're going to set up your shipping zone. So do make sure, if you're not familiar with all of these, also make sure you read all these informations that are here, okay? Do make sure you read them. They go a long way in giving you more understanding on everything, even after, despite watching the video. So let's add zone. You can see a shipping zone consists of regions you would like to ship to and the shipping method offered, okay? So let's add a zone. Let me use this as an example. So let's say I want to create a shipping zone for people that are buying from, let me just, okay, I can give it a name. Okay, so you can see there's an option, there's an idea here. This is just giving an idea. Give your zone a name. So let me call this local. Okay, you can give it any name, like I said. So what region do you want to place under this place? You can see this region you would like to include in your shipping zone. Customers will be matched against this region. So let's say I want to put in let's say Nigeria. Since based on the setup I did, I said okay, the store is in Nigeria, and I select Nigeria. All right, and you can see. So I want to put it here. Now there's another thing here is let me close. You can see, okay, it's under Africa. Let me see. You can also go down and select even based on states. Okay, if you want to if you don't want to select the entire country, you can see you can select states. You can still niche down. Don't worry, when I think I'm going to do one for US so that you can understand. So once you are done, you can add as many regions as possible. Okay. Now this is where you're going to put in your shipping method. So if I click on add shipping method, there are two shipping methods available. Now we have free shipping and flat rates. Okay, so if you select free shipping, the option of free shipping, you'll see it right here. You can see free shipping is a specified method which can be triggered with coupon or minimum spend. All right, so you click on continue. The name is free shipping. If you want to change it, that's fine. So under what condition will they get free shipping? Okay, so that's what it's asking us. What is the requirement? Say free shipping, a valid free shipping coupon. Maybe they want to use a coupon, or maybe when they do a minimum spend, maybe you can say, okay, once you spend a minimum of $100, you are eligible for free shipping. Okay, and maybe you can do both or one of the two. You can see a minimum order or a coupon. So maybe you spend let's say you set it up to a minimum of $100 or you have a coupon. It will work. You can also see that you accept to use both. Maybe you buy something at the minimum of $100 and then you're also using a coupon. That is when you can use you can be eligible for free shipping. Okay, so it all depends on what you want to use. So let me just select this option of minimum order amount. So let's say maybe if you make a minimum order of $200, that is when you'll be eligible to to get a free shipping. Okay, so apply minimum order rule before coupon, so it can just select this option. All right, so go ahead and create and save. Now you can also have as many as, you can also have the other flat rates option, so you can also have flat rate alongside. If you want to charge a particular fee for the shipping, so I just click on flat rate, I'll click on continue. So you can also, if you want to change the name, fine. Your customer will see the name of this shipping method during checkout. Do you want to tax them on the shipping itself? Okay, so I don't want to tax them. I can click on none. But if you want to, that's why I said it depends on how it works for you. Then you select how much you want to charge. Now, if you want to understand how it works, so if you hover over here, it will give you how to set it up. Okay, you can see right here, and all the should I call it the formula that you're going to use to do that. Okay, so but basically I can say I want to charge, let's say I want to charge $5. So to do that, it'll be like, then this is asterisk in square brackets, I'll put QTY. So what this means is that each item you are purchasing, and if it's under the flat rate shipping, it's going to be $5 for each item. Okay, so just take note. So that's what, if you hover over here, you see it. Enter cost exclusive of tax or some, you can see e.g. 10 star QTY. If you also want to use percentage base, maybe a particular percentage of what they are buying is what they are going to use to ship. And then you can also say that, okay, a particular percentage is the cost of shipping, but the maximum will be this. You can see all the formulas is what you are seeing on the screen. And then you can go ahead and create and save, so you can see. Okay, so if peradventure they are not eligible for free shipping, then they are going to fall under the flat rates. Now, in addition to still on shipping, now we've looked at this local pickup. We also have shipping settings, so let's touch a lot of them. So this again is pretty much straightforward. Hide shipping calls until an address is entered. I think they are okay the way they are, but if you go through it and you want to change anything, fine. But every options here are pretty much straightforward. Now, the one I want to talk about is classes. Okay, so under classes we have shipping class. Now you can see, like it said here, use shipping class to customize the shipping rates for different group of products, such as heavy items that require higher postage fee. So what this means is that, you know, what we set up here, we set up free shipping, then we set up a flat rate of $5, I think, for every item, okay, that you are buying. There'll be $5 shipping cost. Okay, now what if there are some items that cost more than $5 because probably they are heavy, okay, or probably because of the size or something? How do you differentiate such shipping for that? Okay, so what you're going to do is you are going to come to classes and add shipping class. Okay, so you can see they're already giving you an idea of some of the names that you can do. So let's just play along. So let me just say this is heavy. So let me call this heavy. You can leave the slug, it automatically pick heavy. Then the description, you can put a description maybe for items, or you can say for items, or you can say for every items, or for items above, let's say for example, above 20 kg. Okay, depending on the units that you are using. Okay, then I go ahead and click on create. So that is done. So if I come back to shipping zones, now maybe I want to create one under this local, under the zone I created, which is local. And I now come back here, I click on edit. All right, so I can go ahead and create another shipping method under it. So this is also under flat rate. Then I'll click on continue. All right, so you can see it will look like this. Now for this flat rate, I want to call it I don't want to call it flat rate again, so let me just give it another name. So let's just say items above 20 kg. Now you can just give it a name that best fits. Okay, all right, so is it taxable? No, I don't want it to be taxable. Now then you come over here and then you put in the cost that you want to charge for this. Okay, so maybe for this now, instead of I can say I want to charge, okay, maybe $12. Then I can now then put in the formula again, QTY. Okay, now if you want to understand more about the shipping class and how to get all of this, now you can see learn more about advanced costs. So if I open this on a new tab, so you can just go through it and see the different like this formula now, so you can have proper understanding on some of these formulas and then the calculation type. So just go ahead and create and save. Okay, so you can see it right here. Okay, so that's how you go ahead and create your shipping. So let me just come back to shipping zone. So that's the same way I've created a shipping zone for local. I can create another zone for the reason I call this, maybe I want to create another shipping zone for let's say USA, for example. Okay, then I can add or maybe I just want to add combine UK and US, UK and US together. Okay, then I can now come here and select all the regions that I want to add under this. So maybe I want to add, for example, since I'm saying this UK and US, I might want to add Europe. So I just select it. So since I've selected Europe, it has covered all these countries that are showing up under Europe. And maybe I want to just be specific with the country. I can still scroll down and then select which particular country. And I'm also going to look for that of US. So for that of US, once I click on this drop down under North America, if I should scroll down, I'll see that of US. So you can see United States. So if I select it now, that means I'm selecting the entire state under United States. But if I want to be more specific, maybe I want to pick some states, okay, or maybe there are some states I don't want to pick, then I can go ahead and then start to select it. Okay, so basically that is how it works. And then if you want to see, you can also, bring it down to postal code level. So you can do that. So once you do that again, then you can go ahead and start to add your shipping method, just the same way we did it for the local. So if you want to do free shipping, you want to do flat rate. And if you don't want to do free shipping also, it all depends on how you want to customize yours or how you want to set up yours. Okay, so once you are done, don't forget to save. Okay, so that's just the process with shipping. So away from that, let me come over to payment. So I don't want to save this part, so let me just, now we are on payment. This is where you're going to set up your payment. How do you want to get paid on your website? So once you are here, one thing you see here is your business location. Now your business location is going to determine the payments providers that WooCommerce will provide for you by default. Okay, so mine is mainly sent to Nigeria, and these are the options that is there. You can take offline payments. So if you also want to do this, so offline payments includes direct bank transfer. If you want to do check, if you want to do cash on delivery, okay, so just click on enable, and then you're going to see how to set that up and the information that you're going to need. If you also want to do bank transfer, you just have to enable it. So once you enable it, you see the option to manage. So once you click on mine, for example, direct bank transfer, you give it a title, then you give it the instruction, and then you put in the account details. Okay, so you can see add accounts, and then to ask the country and all the account details. Okay, so this is how what was it called, for direct bank transfer. Okay, so if you want to do that, but I don't want to enable it, so let me uncheck that. Then you also have the option of cash on delivery. So once you click on it, then you can go ahead and put in all the information, the instruction, and then every other thing that has to do with cash on delivery. Okay, so let's go back. Now let's come back to payment. Okay, so that's just if you want to do this offline payment thing. But then I won't believe that most of us want to do online payment and the likes. Okay, so if you're not finding a payment provider that you can use, there's a plugin that makes it easy for you to integrate quite a number of payment gateway, especially if the country of your business location is having limited payments provider. All right, so just come over, because if you select some other countries, maybe the US or the likes, you're going to see a whole lot of them, but I don't want to go through that because it does, so that the video won't just be longer than necessary. So just come over to plugins. Okay, and then over it, click on add plugin. So let me open that in a new tab. So guys, if you are finding value in the video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. All right, so now look for this particular plugin called payment plugin for Stripe. So you're going to see a number of them. Okay, so but one you need, you can see payments plugin for Stripe, WooCommerce. This is it right here. You're going to see a whole lot of other ones. Okay, but this is what we want to use. Just take notes by payments plugins. Just go ahead and install and activate the plugin. So it has already been installed and activated, so I can now come back to where we were setting that up. All right, so talking about I opened this page earlier, I forgot to mention. Now, talking about the shipping rate and the calculator. Okay, so you can see if you go through this page, I've showed you where to open the link. You're going to see how to set up the different pricing. So you can see it right here, and the different shipping formula that you can see that you can apply. So you can see it right here. If you want to do, for example, this one now is, maybe you want to charge 10, depending on your currency, let's say dollar, plus, maybe this is going to be a, should I call it a flat rate or a standard rate, plus 2 times whatever you set as your quantity, 2 times the quantity of what they are buying. Okay, so you might need to go through this to understand how the different formulas and calculators that are available. Okay, this was what I was talking about, that if you want to charge a particular percentage of whatever it is that they are buying, but the minimum that you're going to charge them is $4 for shipping, you can see this is the formula for it. Okay, there are a whole lot of them right here. So just find time and go through them to understand and see what works for you. So let me go ahead and close this. All right, so back to payments now. I said the plugins has been installed and activated. So now let's come back here. So let me also close this tab that I opened earlier. All right. So now we are currently on the payment side. So we've installed the plugin and activated it. So if I should refresh this page, we are going to be having a whole lot of options now. All right, so by courtesy of Stripe, we already have a good number of payment gateway. You can see that what we just need to do, if you look at it on the right, you can just enable them. So just go ahead and look at the one that works best for you, or maybe that will work best for your customers. Okay, now, but if you look here now, you can see the card option was enabled automatically, but if you don't want to use it, you can see, you can disable it and select. You can see we have, and then you can enable multiple options also. You can see we have the Apple Pay, the Google Pay, the payment requests using Stripe, the Afterpay, the ACH, the Multi-Blanco, the SEPA, and a whole lot of them. WeChat is there. Okay, so it all depends on you. So if you want to enable any of them, like I said, you enable them. There's an option if you want to manage, or I think there are some settings under it that you might want to do. Okay, so you can see it right here. All right, so all of these options they are quite okay by default. Okay, so but if there's anything you want to do, so this is for the card option. These are the other options for the other payments gateway courtesy of Stripe. Now our core interest is the API settings, but let's see what's available under advanced. So under advanced settings, these are the settings there. They are quite okay the way they are, but if you have any reason to change them, it is left to you. Okay, but you can just decide to go through it. Okay. Email receipt enable, and email receipt will be sent to the customer by Stripe when the order is processed. So if you want to allow them to get the email receipt, you can do so. But just know that also by default, the store itself has been set up to send the customer a receipt or whatever it is that they are buying by email. Okay, so if you want to also enable that, it is left to you. But our core interest, once you set up this plugin, is this API settings. Okay, I didn't really do much changes. So under this API settings is where you are going to link your store to your Stripe account. Okay, so you need to take note of that. So then for you to do that, you're going to take it away from test mode, you bring it to live. All right, then you click here where it says click to connect. Okay, so you can see we'll make it easy to connect Stripe to your site. Click the connect button to go through the connection flow. It is quite a simple process. Okay, so once you click here, that's click to connect. Okay, so I need to save because I've moved it to live. Okay, so I'll need to first of all save this. You might need to click on it maybe like twice so that it let's see. Okay, you can see that what I was saying for it to save. So I click on save changes again. All right, so let me go ahead and click on connect. Okay, so you can see, so it will take you to Stripe. So from here, you are going to, if you have a Stripe account, fine, to connect you to your Stripe account. If you have a Stripe account, fine. Just go ahead and put in the email to Stripe account. If you don't have, you can just put in the email that you want to use to create a Stripe account and go ahead and click on continue. The process is pretty much straightforward. It will just ask you some of the details about your business or some information about yourself, okay, and the business, and then it will create a Stripe account for you and you'll be able to link it. Okay, it's pretty much straightforward. All right, so let me now go back to, let me return to the app. So I won't be going through that route, like I said, but trust me, it's pretty much straightforward. Okay, so once that is done, you're going to see all this information will just going to be appear, your live secret hook and every other things. Okay, but let me just set it for tutorial purpose. Let me just leave it on test. Okay, and then let me just save changes. So with this now, that is it on the payment side. All right, so because of this now, it has taken us away from the main settings itself. Payments. So we also have account and privacy. So under this account and privacy, these are the options there. Account creation. When you enable checkout as a guest, enable login during checkouts. Okay, so you can also enable this. Allow customers to create an account during checkout, and also I want them to be able to create an account on my accounts page. Okay. Then if you want to put in your registration privacy policy, so this was created by default. If you need to change it, you can change it from here. Your checkout policy, this is the information right here. If you need to change it, this will show up during the checkout page. Okay, so this is where you can change it. You can see the privacy data will be used, blah, blah, blah. All right. And then these are personal retention. You need to change it or you can leave it the way they are. All right. It all depends on you. So if you do any changes, don't forget to always save right there. Then we also have emails. So guys, if you are finding value in the video, please give the video a thumbs up, all right? And also subscribe if you are yet to. Now for these emails, this is where all the emails that yourself or your customer will receive depending on the action that they are taking on your website. For example, once there's a new order, you can see it right, and make sure they are checked. Once there's a new order, you are going to receive an email. Once an order has been cancelled, you are going to receive, once there's a failed order, once the order is processing, your customer is going to receive an email, and the like. So if you want to see what those emails looks like, you can just click on manage, and then to show you what the emails look like. So if you want to modify it or you want to edit it, so this is where you can come over and modify the email. And if you want to see what the email looks like in your inbox or in the customer inbox, all right, so what you just do is come over here and click on send a test email. So let's say I want to send it to myself. So you are going to send it, you can send it to yourself just to have an idea how the email will look like, if it is professional enough, if it is good enough, if there's anything you need to change. Okay, so a test email has been sent. All right, so let me see if apparently I didn't receive the email, and I'm going to show you how to fix that towards the end of this video, because you might have that challenge if for any reason you are not receiving emails or your customer is not receiving emails. So these are some of the tests we are going to be doing towards the end of this video. Okay, so then if you scroll down, you're going to see some settings. The from name, this is what is going to appear on the email, where the email is coming from, the from address. So if you want to update all of these, the reply to name, do make sure you fill all of this accordingly so that everything can be okay and look professional. Okay, then your email template, make sure you go ahead and put in your logo. All right, make sure your logo is there so that it will appear on the emails that they are receiving. All right, this is where you can set up the colors of the email to make sure that the color matches your website theme or your brand itself. Okay, so those are some of the things that are very important that will make your store generally to look professional. Okay, so under integration, I don't think we have much, but if you want to use this option, fine. Site visibility, now you see that our website is showing coming soon, so you want to make it go live, so select this live option and then just click on save changes. You'll see it under site visibility. You can see our store is now live. Point of sale, so under this point of sales, I also encourage you to fill in this information: your store name, your physical address, your phone number, your email, okay, your store contact email. So you can also create, I'm also going to show you a professional email, maybe like info at, your domain name.com, and that is going to be free if you use the hosting I'm recommending. Okay, that's going to be free. Then your refund policy, do make sure you write it out here. Okay, your return and refund policy, because this information, there are certain part of the website that this information are going to come up. All right, so this is where you're going to fill in those information. All right, then under the last one we have under the settings is the advanced. So these options has been set up for you. I think the only one that was not set up is this terms and condition page. I think the page was not created. So once you create your terms and condition page, you come over here and select. So just look for the page, and then you select it right here. Okay, so some of these things that you are setting up, there are certain part of the website where the options will need to appear. Okay, so that's why you need to set it up from the back end. Then every other thing right there, I think they are okay the way they are, and then you save changes. Okay, so those are the options that are available under WooCommerce settings. I took my time to go through this because they are very, very essential settings that you actually need to touch. Okay, so let me come back to our dashboard, because the next thing we want to do now is the products. Okay, how do you go ahead to add products to your website? So to do that, you come over to products, you can see right here products. Now, let me first click on products so that you can see some of the products that we have. Now, by virtue of the site we imported, okay, so we already have some product here. So basically what you're going to do is you're still going to go ahead and delete them, but I'll encourage you to make sure you create 1 or 2 products first before you go ahead and delete all of this. Okay, so just go ahead, just take note of that. So you see right here, we have the product image itself, we have some names for it, we have the SKU, I think that's store keeping units. Okay, then the stock is talking about the number of how many of each of these products do you have, the price, the categories, the tags, and the brand. So before you come over here and click on add a new product, so basically you also need to open up, so let me open up this. You also need to create your categories, your tags, and attributes. Those 3 are very important. So if you also want to do brand, also is quite similar, straightforward. Okay, if you understand how to create category, tags, and attributes, you'll be able to do brands. Okay, but let me work with those three. So I've opened them in a new tab. All right, so let me go ahead and close this. All right, so for categories now, you can see we have some categories right here. And if you look at it on the website itself, okay, so let me come back to home. You're going to see some of those categories. Okay, so those categories are what you are seeing right here. And then if I should scroll down, you can see that is what was used to create this particular one. You can see these are also categories. Okay, so those are categories right here. So how do you go ahead to create a category? Okay, just if you are wondering what category is, you can see product category for your store can be managed here. To change the order, okay, just a way of bringing similar products together, okay, of just arranging your products for it to make sense. Let me just put it like that. So you give it a name, and then you can leave the slug, and then the description if you want to put it. But one thing I want you to take note that if you're adding description to one category, make sure you add it to every other categories you are creating. Okay, then you also need to put in a thumbnail. So the thumbnail for the category are these images that you are seeing right here. These are what represent the thumbnails for it. So let's say, for example, I want to create a category for, so let me just call this Christmas, or so let me just call it this Christmas dress. Okay. And then for parent, the meaning of this parent category is if you want to create a subcategory, that is when you can make use of this. So maybe I want to use this Christmas dress as a subcategory under dresses maxi. I'll just select dresses maxi, so it should be a subcategory on that, but I want it to be a category on its own, so I won't select anything. So you also come here and select a thumbnail. Okay, so you go ahead and upload whatever you want to use as a thumbnail. If you already have it uploaded, fine. If you don't have it, you see this option right here that says upload files. So just click on it, that upload files. Then you come over here and select files. So then you can select files from your computer, okay, and then you can do that. And another thing I also need to mention is that whenever you're uploading files into your website, do make sure you rename that file to match the purpose of the file and the website itself. Okay, so avoid uploading files that will look like this. Let me give you a typical example. So for example, if you look at this image here, you can see I've renamed it to fit the purpose of this image before using it where I used it. Compared to these other ones that I created using ChatGPT, you can see I had to rename it. The same thing happened here. All right. So always make sure you are renaming your image to fit the purpose of the image before uploading it into your WordPress site. Okay. Whatever image that you want to use. All right. For SEO purpose. All right. So that's how you can create your categories. So for example, this. So after you must have uploaded your thumbnails, so just go ahead and click on add new category, and the category will appear here. You can see it right there. And if for any reason you want to rearrange, you can see you can rearrange them. All right, so it all depends on what you are working on. So that is it on how to create category. So the next thing you want to create is product tag. It's quite similar to category, okay, but it works differently. Okay, so the same process, you give it a name. You might not decide to give it a description, and then just click on add tag. All right, then attribute. Now the meaning of attribute basically is, let me use this fashion as an example. If you want to create variation of products, okay, this is where attribute comes into place. Now for example, we currently have size, then the times we have XS, that's extra small, we have small, medium, large, extra large, and extra large. Okay, so if you want to create a variation of a particular product, then you have to create an attribute. That's what attributes, you can see attribute lets you define extra product data such as size, color, and okay, for example, now let me say there's already one for size. Let me create another one for color. So let's say for color now, I want to create an attribute for color. Basically, all it means is that you can upload a particular product and share on your website that that product is available in different color or in different sizes. Okay, then display type, label, color. If you want to do color, fine. But let me just leave it as select. Okay, then let me just say add attributes. Okay, you can see the dart of color has been created. Then you come over to configure terms. Okay, so this is where you're now going to create the different colors that you want to be available. So let's say I can say black. So I'll just click on add new color. Maybe I have blue. So let me just use 3 whites. And then let me just add one more, purple. Okay, so you can have it like that, and then you can have, depending on the kind of product you are working on, you can have different attributes. So with this now, we have that of color. Okay, what about that of size? I think I saw size earlier. Okay, the size is not there. Let me just add it again. So you can see we have color and where we have sizes. So we have those things already. Like I said, so if you want to do for brands, you know, it all depends on you. But those three are important: categories, tags, and attributes. Okay, so once that is done, so let me just go ahead and close this. Let me close that of tags, and now let me also close category. Okay, so now I can go ahead and create a product. Okay, so for you to create a product now, so just come over here. You see add new products. Let me put that in a new tab. All right, so just go ahead and click on add new product, and then you'll be welcome to this screen. So this is where you're going to put in your product name. Now let me use one product as an example. So let's say we want to recreate this one called casual dress. So I'll open it in a new tab. Okay, so guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up. All right, so now where we have product name, so this is the product name here where we have this casual dress. So I don't want to call it casual dress so that it don't look like it duplicates. I think this color is looking like wine or burgundy. I don't really know. Okay, so let me just say, let me just give it office dress or office gown. Okay, so let me just give it as the product name. All right, so next thing here is this particular space where you're seeing product description is where you're going to put in your product description. So let me show you the product description right here. So this information right here from here is what is our product description. So let me just copy it. Okay, and then I can come and paste it here. Right, so you can see it. Now, this product description that you have here, you can see you can make use of all of these formatting tools here. Okay, you can just, you know, highlight this, change the heading size, you can bold, you can add a link, you know, you can format it appropriately. Okay, so if you scroll down again, we also have let's see, we also have all of these options, but you can leave them as default. What other thing do we have? Now if you scroll down again, we are still going to come back to this product data. We have the product short description. Now the product short description is this that will show up under the product name. Okay, this comfortable everyday dress suitable for a relaxed occasion and daily wear. So that is what is going to be your short description. Just make it short, okay, because it's going to appear here, so it shouldn't be too long, but it all depends on you anyway. All right, so with that, now let's come back now and put in our products data. Now we have the option of simple products. I'm going to start with that. We have group products, a standard affiliate product, and variable product, but we are going to be making use of simple products and variable products. So like I said, let's start with simple products. Now the first option here is the inventory. So this way you're going to enter the regular price for this particular product. So let's say this product cost is $50. Okay, that's the regular price. Now this is optional. If you want to add a sales price, that means it's $50, but I want to sell it for $35. That means I'm giving a discount of $15. Okay, and you can schedule when you want it to be on sales. Okay, maybe from a so date to so date. So that means you don't need to come back to set it up or to cancel it. You can just do that from here. Okay, but if you don't want to put it on sales, you can just leave it blank. Okay, that means the clothes will just cost $50. Okay, now for tax status, do you want to tax this? Yes. If it's taxable, select as taxable. If you don't want to charge any tax, you leave it like that at none. Okay, so if you want to tax it, you can leave it at tax. Then the tax class, okay, so this is where you can select the tax class. Now remember when I was doing tax, we saw standard tax, we saw reduced rates, and then we saw zero rates. So whichever one you want to use for this product is this is where you can select it. Okay, and remember I set up standard tax. Okay, and this is it right here. So you might have a very large tax system. So once you're selecting the product, you choose the one that best apply. Okay, so those are the options under general. So the next one now I move to inventory. So under inventory, this is where you're going to enter your SKU. That's your stock keeping unit. I think that's the meaning, stock keeping unit. Yeah. Okay, and if you check under products, you can see this is SKU for some of the other products. So yours, depending on how you want to name your stock keeping unit. So if you look at, just know that anywhere you see this question mark on your store, just know that there's an information for you, additional knowledge based information. Okay, you can see a unique identifier for each distinct product and service that can be purchased. Okay, then you can also input for ISBN. If you have any of these, you can put it. Now for stock management, if you want to make use of stock management, you check this option. Okay, so with this now you can select that, okay, for this product I have 20 pieces of it in stock. Okay, and then allow back order. That means do not allow, it's currently set to no. That means if this product is finished or is not longer available, maybe you've sold all the available quantity and you want people to still be able to order it, then you click on allow. Okay, so that's the meaning. People can back order. That means the product is not available, but you want people to still be able to purchase. So if you don't want to allow, you do not allow. Okay, so low stock threshold is set to 2. If you remember when we are doing settings under WooCommerce and then settings on product, we set it to be 2. So if you want to have another value for this particular product, you can select it here to overwrite it. But by default, it is set to 2, and that's why you are seeing this 2 in brackets. Okay, then sold individually limits purchase to 1 per customer. So if you want this particular product that only 1 customer can buy 1 pieces of it, so you can see the option is here. Okay, so that's the meaning of everything that you are having right here. Then we also have shipping. So this is where you're going to select the shipping for this particular product. You can enter the weight, the dimension, and then the shipping class. Before we look at shipping class, if you look at this product that we are looking at now, if you scroll down under additional information, you can see that's where the weight is going to show up, the dimension, and then the size. Okay, so those are the information that you can put under this. You can see the weight, you can indicate the weight, the size. Now for shipping class, this is where you're going to select the shipping class that this product actually applies to. Okay, so is it no shipping class or to heavy? Okay, remember we created a shipping class earlier. Okay, and then we created heavy, that is for items above 20 kg. Okay, so if it is it falls under a particular shipping class that you created, you select that particular shipping class. But if there is no shipping class, just select no shipping class. So once people are checking out for this particular product, it will choose from the other shipping. Maybe it's free shipping or flat rates. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the fact that we select no shipping class, that doesn't mean a particular shipping will not be applied to it. So if it's qualified for free shipping, it will show out during checkup. If it's qualified for flat rates, if it falls under flat rates, it will do. But like I said, under that shipping class, when I was explaining, I said this is for products that, their shipping is different from the regular shipping. Okay, so no shipping class, that is it right there. Okay, so we also have linked products. If you want to use this option, you can, if you read here, you'll see the meaning of there. We have the option of upsells and cross sale. Then attributes, we can't really use attribute because we are using a single product. We are still going to come back. Then under advanced, if you want to leave a purchase note, you can do so. Enable review is checked. Available for POS. Control whether this product appears in the point of sale system. All right. Those are the major things. You might not need to come to this part here. Okay, but basically the meaning here is that if you want to, maybe there's a particular product, maybe order this particular product, you only want to enable a particular payment system. Okay, maybe you have different payment system, but for this one now, maybe you only want them to be able to select only one payment system they can use to purchase this. That's the meaning. Okay, so basically those are the options right there. But this is for single product. That means for one product. Now we also have the option for variable products. Okay, so if you select the options of variable products, okay, you can see it will not affect every other thing. Okay, just take note, it will not affect your product title, your description. Okay, this is just where you are going to select if it's a simple or variable product. Now the meaning of variable products is, you can see under general, you are only going to select, is this taxable, the tax class, is it the standard? We've gone through it. Then for inventory, it's still the same process. You can see for shipping also, you can see it's still the same thing with simple products. And then now the difference lies in attributes. You can see right here under attributes, this is where I'm going to select, like I said, variable. I said when I was creating attribute, if you want to have a variation of a particular product, all right. So under this global, you're going to see all the attributes we created. Now you're going to select the one that fits for this particular product. But let me select the two that we created. We created for color and then size. Okay. Now under color, now here I'm going to select that. Okay, for this product now, I have it in blue and I also have it in white. Okay, now in terms of size, I also have this product in small, maybe extra large, and then let's say medium. Okay, so once I've done that, you can see, make sure that this used for variation is checked, so you click on save attributes. All right, so once that is done, then you come over to variation. Now you can choose to generate variation or you do it manually. Now let me show you what it means. If I should do it, if I say generate variation, you can see, say, do you want to generate all variation? This will create a new variation for each and every possible combination of variation attributes, maximum of 50 per run. Okay, so this is still pretty much easy because we are just doing 2 colors, that's blue and white, and 3 sizes. So what it means is that it's going to show you the possible combination. For example, what we selected is that we have the blue both in small, medium, and extra large. We have white in small, medium, and extra large. Now, this thing can be very complex if you are dealing with multiple attributes. Maybe you did with color, you do with size, and then you do with another kind of variation. It will show you all the possible combination. All right, so that's if you generate it automatically. But if you want to do manually, maybe you don't have all the combination, you can pick the one that you have. Okay, so that's it. So let's say for this now, whichever one that is easier for you. Okay, if it's the manual that is easier, fine, you can go for it. If you want to do it to generate it for you, you can do it. Okay, it all depends on the one that will be easy for you. It depends on how large what you are creating is. So basically what this now does is that for each of these possible combination, okay, for example, I can also say maybe for blue now, I can remove this medium. Maybe I don't have medium. Maybe there's no medium for the particular product. You can see you can remove it also. So what we are going to do next is for each of them, you can decide to upload an image for them. For example, for this dress now, maybe I have the one in blue. Like I said, this is for blue. I will upload the one in blue for it. Then I'll go ahead and input the SKU if I have all of this information. If I don't have it, I'll leave it. But the major thing there is the prices. Maybe for this blue now, I can say, okay, for this particular blue is $45. Okay, and if you want to do sales, fine. So you can see that the shipping class, you can see same as parent. Okay, then I also do the same thing for the next one. That's okay, this is for the extra large. Maybe for the extra large now, the price is 50. Okay, so just the same way I've done it, you're going to go ahead and do for the other ones too. So let me just go ahead and put in some. So for example, for this is white now. Maybe I have this product that's in the white color and I have the image showing it in white. I'm going to upload a separate image for it. Okay, so for this now, I can just go ahead and just, let's say this is 40. And with this now, is to create a range for all the products. Okay, so maybe this also is 40, you know. I hope you already get the concept like that. Okay, and then maybe for this now, this is extra large. Let's say this is 50. Okay, so once you are done, you go ahead and save the changes. It's very important for you to save. All right, so with that now, the next thing you want to do is on your right side, we also have some other options. This is where you're going to upload the product image. Okay, now the product image is the image that itself that will show the product. Okay, for example, for this now, this particular image is the product image. That's going to be the, what's the right word now? The one that is going to be the first image that's going to showcase it. Okay, across the website. Okay, then you should just click on select product. You can upload it, but if you already have it in your media, so let me just select some random pictures that are already here in the media. So don't forget, every other media that you're not using, go ahead and delete them. Okay, so you go to your media and delete them. Okay, and don't forget what I said, that if you're uploading images onto your website, make sure you rename them to fit. So maybe I want to use this for example. Then the product gallery will represent, you know, some other image. Maybe you have more than one image of that. For example, now the product we are looking at earlier now, you see that there are 2 other images, even though it's not coming up. Okay, so for product gallery, but make sure that your product gallery is not, you don't need to upload this same image into your product gallery, so that if not, it's becoming duplicate. Okay, so let me just put in, so load more. So for you to put in, let me, I want to use this and this. So you press down your control if you're on I'm on HP. Okay, that's Windows. So you can see, so that you can select as many as possible. Then you click on add gallery, so you can see it right here. Okay, so whatever category that this product fall onto, remember I've showed you how to create category, so you can select as many category as possible. Okay, that the products fall under. Okay, so if I should scroll down, then tags, if you created tags also, Okay, so you can see maybe this under, it also falls under wedding tags, maybe under evening, you can also do so. Okay, and then brand, if you created brand, you can also do so. So we don't have any template, just default templates is fine. So the next thing, you go ahead and then you click on publish. Okay, so once that is published, so you can see products is published, you can go ahead and view our products. So if I should open this in a new tab so that I can show you what the product looks like and then show you one or two things. So guys, if you are finding value, please give the video a thumbs up. Do make sure you click on that subscribe button if you are yet to subscribe. Okay, so you can see right here, this is what our products that we've just created. You can see office gown, this is it, 20 in stock, remember this is it. And then it's showing price range because we have it in different variation. Okay, so once you select, if I select the color that I want, maybe blue, then I select the size. So you can see that this medium is not clickable because it is not available. So if I click on extra large, so it's showing me that, okay, this is it, $50. And then I can go ahead to add it to cart. Then you can see this is the image that we selected as the product image. That's why this is the first image. And then if you scroll down, the other image we added to gallery, you can see it right here. Okay, and then the category is showing up, the tags, and then the SKU we didn't include it, so that's why it's showing not available. Okay, this is showing by default because it is part of the design template for this, so you can also take it off. All right, so if I should scroll down to see our description, you will notice something. This is our description, right? And this is additional information. You can see the color, blue, white, the size, small, medium, and extra large. We don't have review yet, so that's why it's not showing review. Now you notice that this lower part, before related product, is quite different from what we have before. So you can see, okay, this is even still okay, let me, this under description here. So you can see the description side of this is having an image at this side. Okay, and why the one we just created is spread across it. Okay, and that's because two things happen here. If you want to leave it like this, if you are okay with this, that's fine. Okay, but if you want to have it like this, okay, so what happened here is that this particular section was created using Elementor Page Builder. Basically, Elementor is a page builder that is used to create different layout and design for some pages on websites. Okay, so for you to achieve something like this, or you can even be creative and create something different. Okay, so what you are going to do is, for this part, that's why I said earlier that make sure you create one or two products before you delete the samples that were there. So for this now, I'm going to see, you can see this option that says edit with Elementor. I'm just going to click on it. You can see I've opened up now. Don't make a mistake. This is the one that's the existing product, some of the existing product that is there, okay, that we are using as reference. So once it's opened up on Elementor, what you just need to do is to save this particular templates, okay, so that you can use it across your other product again. So once you are here, you can see where we are having these 6 dots. Let me close. So just right click, and then you see the option to save as a template. You can see it here, save as a template. Okay, so you can give it a name. I don't know, you can just product description templates. Okay, product description, you don't need to add the word template. Okay, and then you just click on save. All right, so this is it right here. I've saved that template. All right, so what you can do now is come back to this products that you can see, this one that we created. All right, so since I still have it here, so what I'll just do here now is click on edit with Elementor. Okay, so it all depends on you. All right, so I just need to show you the different way you can get that done. So I click on edit with Elementor. So once it opens up, you see that everything is still the same thing. So what we're going to just do is right here. So I'll just go ahead and delete this, that is the existing one, and then I can just click here on this folder like icon, and then I come over to templates. So you can see the template that we've just saved, and then I'll click on insert. There's no need to preview it. So now I've imported this template. That's, like I said, if it's this the template you want to use, and then from here now you can edit the description, and then this image, if you want to edit it, maybe you want to use one of the image from the product, or you want to use this particular section to show similar products. Okay, this particular section can be very handy. All right, so just go ahead to publish, and if you want to create an entire new layout or a new design, okay, you can also do that. Okay, with your, if you have knowledge of Elementor, you can see, you can play around with the elements, okay, that are here. to create something unique. All right, so those are the two ways you can go about it. All right, so with this now, I can just exit away from this. But you also need to take note that once you now come back to products, you will not be able to add your description here anymore. Your product description, you'll not be able to add it here anymore. So you can see it has been overshadowed by this option with edit with Elementor. All right. So with that, now that's basically the process of you adding products to your store. All right. So now let's go back to the dashboard. So again, you can always go back to the dashboard by clicking on dashboard. All right, so let me just close this other one that has to do with product. And like I said, you can go now that you know how to create your product. Once you are done, do make sure you delete some of the demo products that we have earlier from the imported site we did. All right, so another thing I want to show you, which is the next thing on timestamp, okay, is analytics. Okay, so under analytics we have this you can check the overview, you can see product revenue, orders, variation, categories, coupon, taxes, and the likes. And then we also have under marketing, we also have overview and coupons. Okay, so let me open that. So you can see here under analytics we have overview. So this will just give you a summary of everything that has to do with analytics on your store. Since we've not started making sales, so it will not make sense here. You can see 0,000. But once you start making sales, you can see your total sales, your net sales, the total number of orders, the product sold, the variation sold, and then you can also make a date range. Maybe today, in the last 1 month, last 1 week, last quarter, last year, all of this, you can go ahead and do that. So you can see it right here. And if you want to look at it, this is not like overview, bringing everything together. And if you want to take time to look at it deeply, you can see under products to show you the products sold. Even if you scroll down, it will show you the list of products that are selling. You can see the ones that people are buying more. This will help you in taking certain decisions. Under revenue, you can see gross sales, your taxes, your shipping, your total sales. Okay, so basically everything that has to do with analytics. Under category also, you see which category is selling more. All right, so this will also help you. Then under coupon, you're going to see, okay, how much are people order using coupon? Okay, which coupon code are they using more? Okay, so those are the information that are available on that analytics. Okay, so once you start making sales, it's going to make a whole lot of sense. All right, so the next one is under marketing. So if you go to marketing and you come to coupons, so this is where you are going to be able to create a coupon. Okay, so let me close other tabs, close tabs to the right. So this is where, like I said, this is where you're going to be able to, let me see, open the site. So if you over here, you can see the option to view your site or to view your store. They are two different. The site will show your own page, while the store will show where you have your products page. We are still going to get there. All right. So this is where you can create your coupon. Now, for you to create your coupon, you can say add new coupon. So if you want to use coupon, then you can enter your coupon code. The system can generate random coupon codes for you, but if you want to use your own custom coupon, maybe you want to use whatever it is you want to use. You can see first time, you can say 10% off, whatever, at least you're familiar with what coupon codes looks like. Okay, I think there was one on the home page. Okay, limits to 10% with dress queen. Okay, so maybe for that now, if you want to still use that, you can stay, okay, dress queen. So you can see the description is optional. So for the coupon now, how do you want to do it? Is it a fixed card discount? Do you want to do a percentage discount, or do you want to do a fixed product discount? It all depends on you. So let's say you want to do percentage, you can enter the coupon amount. So since this is percentage, maybe I want to do 10%. I'll enter 10. Then allow free shipping. So this is where you want to use your, remember we created free shipping. If you want to work it with the coupon, you can see you check this option. And then when do you want it to expire? This is where you put it. All right. Then for usage restriction, also, if you want to add a minimum spend and maximum spend, okay, so you can also do that right here. Maybe after you must have spent a minimum of, let's say, $100, that is when you can use this coupon, or your maximum. If you don't understand anything, like I said, you can just use this. And maybe if you want the coupon to be used on a particular product, you can select the product or exclude the product, a category, or maybe you want to only allowed emails. You can see it here. Maybe there's a particular email that you want to be able to use that coupon on. So this can be very useful. Maybe you want to give certain people or certain staffs ability to use a particular coupon. Okay, you can also do that. Okay, so maybe there's a way you can find it very handy where you want to give certain people access to be able to use a particular coupon. So you just put it, that's okay, allowed emails, and then you put in their emails right here. Okay, then the next one is the usage limit, usage range per coupon. How many times can they use that coupon? You can see it's currently set to unlimited. You can set how many, maybe 10 times, 100 times. It all depends on you. Limit usage on X items. That means how many times can they use that coupon on a particular item. Then usage per customer. How many times can the customer use that same coupon, right? So all of these options, once you are done, you go ahead and then you click on publish. Okay, so that is it on how to set up your coupon. All right. So the next in line now is for us to edit our own page. Now let's take a look at our website again. Okay, now if you look at the website we are having, if you look at our home page, I kind of like don't like this pop-up, the way it's popping up on every click. I don't know about you, but we are okay with it. That's fine. Now if you want to edit the information on the home page, okay, don't forget the home page starts from these three sections here we are seeing. Now this particular section you are seeing is under the header, the heading, which is the header section. Okay, so but if you want to edit the home page, okay, like all of these, if you have reason to change them, all right, but don't forget, once you upload your own products and you delete all these products that were there before, what you'll be seeing here are your own products. Okay, but if there's any reason you want to change some of the information, for example, this part that is having this text, you want to change them, how do you go about to change them? All right, so to do that, once you're on the page, okay, so just click on edit with Elementor. That's one way. Another way is from the dashboard, you come over to pages, okay, and then to open up all the pages. This right here, you'll see all the pages you currently have on your website. Currently we have 16 pages, 14 is published and 2 are left in draft. Okay, so these are the pages that we have, and then you see that this is home, which is showing the home page. And how do you know that it's the home page? You can see it is showing front page. Okay, and it's letting us know that this page was created using Elementor page builder. All right, so that is why I can just click on edit with Elementor earlier. Okay, but if you want to open it from here, also you can just look at it. There's also the same option here that edit with Elementor, so you can just, let me just open that also in a new tab, so it's still the same thing. All right, so once it's open up like this, so you can see as I'm hovering over it, it's showing this pink. So that is showing me that this particular section here was done with Elementor. All right, so just a walkthrough in case you are new to Elementor page builder. So this is a preview. This is the structure. So if you click on it, it will show what looks like a structure. Is just to show you the different section of the page and how you can navigate it easily. Okay, for example, if I should click on this first one now, you can see it's picking this first container, everything, and if I should click on this arrow pointing to the right, it shows a drop down. That means there can be a container inside the container. Now if I should click this now, it will show me the position that it is and which container it is holding it. Okay, so you can easily move it around, and if you don't want it, you can just close it. If you need it again, you click here to appear. All right, and then this is to Finder, this is announcement, checklist, and this is to show you what your website will look like on mobile. This, if you click here, to show you what the website looks like on tablets, and then if you scroll here, it will show you what it will look like on mobile. Now the idea behind this is that sometimes you do some adjustment on your website on desktop, it looks good, but once you switch to mobile, you see that it's not looking well. Maybe the image is too big, the font is too big, or it's too small. So you can see that even without doing any editing or any changes, you can see the website is looking good on mobile. All right, so that's one advantage of the theme and all the process I'm sharing with you. You can see the menu will appear this way. Okay, you can see it's right here. Okay, and then you can close it back. So that is what this is for. From here, it's showing that we're on the home page. That means you can also from here and edit other pages that was created with using Elementor, like the contact, FAQ, the about us page. All right, so this is I think this has to do with your design system. If you want to show your history and add elements, okay, so these are some of the elements that you can bring into your website. Okay, so basically as at the time of making this video, Elementor has made some improvements, okay, as to some of these elements. All right, so but basically now if you want to change anything, let's say for this first section now that we're having here, so once I click on this now, find your perfect dress, maybe I want to change this text. As I click on it, you can see it right here, find your perfect dress. Okay, so you can see it right here. If I should click here, so anything you want to change, just click on it, you're going to see it right here, and then you can change the text like this and everything about it. You can see you're going to see content, style, and advanced. Under content, you can change the content. Under style, that's where you can select the alignment, the typography. If you click here, you can select the size, the font family, and every of this. Now you might not need to touch all of this. I'm just showing you just in case you might want to. All right. Then under this is a button, and if you want to know which element was used for any of the, once you click on it, you can see here this button. If I click on this one, I'm showing edit text editor. If I click here, it's showing edit edit. All right, for example, this button now, this is the Maxi dresses collection. So if I click here, I can change it to anything. And if I want to link it to a particular collection, for this now, you want to link it to a particular category. So this is where I'm going to put in the link for that category. So once you Okay, so for you to get the link to any of the categories, so once you come on under products, you see categories. I think I've opened it up. So you can see all the categories here. If you want to get any of the link, so once you over it, you see this view, just right click over it and then you copy the link. Okay, so you can see link copied, and then you can now come here and paste the link. Okay, so it can be as simple as that. If you want also, for example, you want to change the color, you can see it's having a black background, and if you over it, the color becomes, okay, it's having a light black, and then once you over it, it becomes more darker. You see that under style. So under style too, you can see if you want to change the position of the button, maybe you want to shift it to the left or to the right, you can see, you can do that. You can work with the typography. You can see the text color is set to white, the background color is set to this shade. You can see it. Maybe I want to change it to another color now. So you can see it right here. So this is how you can work, can play around with the colors. So if you see the over effect, if I over it now, the color becomes more darker. So I select over, then I can change the text color, the background color, and all of this. So this is it right here. Then the border radius, you notice that the edges of the border is curved. That's because there's a border radius of 4 pixels at around this. There's also some padding. That's what is giving it some space between the text and the walls of it. Okay, so the same thing applies to all the buttons, also all the text. Also, if I click here, summer collection 2025, maybe I want to change it to summer collection 2026. So you can see right here. Now you want to change the background image. So once you click here, once you click here, you come over to style. So you can see it right here under image. So I can just click on choose image, and I can go ahead and choose a new image, or I can upload a new image. Same thing applies here. So once you click here, all right. So if I should scroll down for this one now, if I should click on this, was created using a shop widget. So if I click on this plus now and I search for shop, you can see it here. This is a shop. So this was what was dragged into this part here. Okay. So once it's there already, so once I click on it, I can select how many products I want to show, and how number of product and number of columns. Okay, 4 columns is quite much. Let me reduce it to 2 columns. Okay, and to show 2 products. So this layer here, I can just drive it in. All right, so you can see it's looking good like this. And don't forget, any changes that you do, always remember to always publish. That's to save it. Okay. So away from that, if you scroll down, it's the same process like this. Now, once I click on this one, this was created using icon box. All right. So for this now, it was linked to, once I click on, you can see this is the everyday, this is dresses, and it was linked to a particular category. So you can see it here. So the category that it was linked to, this is the link to it. All right. So the same thing applies to everything here. All right. So as I click on this now, it was created using an icon. So if I should click here, you'll be able to select from a list of available icon. All right, so you can see it right here. So applies to every other thing here. So that's how you can go ahead to edit everything here. If you want to do the same thing here, once you click on it, you can just do so. And if you are familiar, you can see like this was created using a countdown. So you can see it here. This text, if you want to change it, this image, if you want to change it, once you click on it, you can click on this, come over to style, you see the image here. And there are a lot of other effects that come with it. Okay. So that is how everything plays out right here. And you want to create a new section, okay, on any part of it. Maybe you want to create a new section in between these two. You can see there's a plus here, and then you can add either a flex box or a grid, depending on what you want to create. Maybe you want to create a 2-column structure. So you can see it here. Then you can click on this plus, get that I can use to do Illustrator. All right, so let's say I want to bring in a shop to display some product. I can see I can drag it in. And I can select how many products I want, the display. Do I want it to show the best selling order or rating? So you can do that. And maybe on this side now, I want to show some text. I'll click on the plus. I can put in some heading. Okay, so let me work with, let me see this heading. Okay, so I can put in an heading here, or a heading rather. Then I can also style the heading. Come to style, layout. I want it to be at the center. Okay, then the size, you want to increase the size, and also do that. So, and maybe after putting the heading, I can decide that, okay, I want to add some text. If I should scroll down, I'll see text editor. See it right here. Okay, so you can be very creative with all of this. So basically that's how everything here was created. So let me just go ahead and close it back. Okay, so just go ahead and do this. For example, this is having a video background. If I click this entire section and then I come to style, you can see there's a video link. I mentioned earlier that there's no need for you to upload a video directly into your site, especially if the video is large. You can just maybe have the video on maybe like YouTube or somewhere, and then you can just paste the video link right here. All right. So the same thing applies here. If you want to change all of this, just click on it, and then you'll be able to adjust them appropriately. All right. Up to this place too. The same thing here. If you want to change this background image, once you click on this, come over to style, and then you see where you can change the image. So once you are done, do make sure you publish. That's to save everything that you've done right here. So apart from this home page too, it's the same process. Let me open the other pages. If you want to also work with other pages, you can see like all these pages that was created using Elementor, like this contact us page. Let me show you what the contact us page looks like. Contact us page, the collection page also was created using Elementor. Now this my accounts page, it was created by default by virtue of the theme. So you can see this page now was created using Elementor. So it's the same process. If you want to edit, maybe you want to edit this phone number, email address, so just come ahead and click on edit with Elementor. Now, another thing I also want to mention is if you want to create a new page, maybe there's a page that is not here that you want to create. Let's say, for example, our terms and condition page. Okay, there's something that you can do just to make sure you don't start from scratch. Okay, and to mention and ensure consistency in the way the pages are created. So, for example, let me use this about page as an example now. Let me show you what it looks like. Maybe you want to create a terms and condition page or any other page that was not created. Let's see what other page can we use. For example, this about page. Okay, so you can see it's the same thing. Just edit it with Elementor and then you'll be fine. And then maybe you want to create, like I'm saying, you want to create a terms and condition page, for example, or some other pages that was not there. You can maintain the same templates, maybe for the one that the same template that they use for this about us page, or maybe the contact us page, or which other page do we have here? Let's see. That was created using Elementor. All right, so you can use any of or this FAQ page, for example. Let's check it out. So if I should open this now. All right, so this is very good for creating terms and condition page. All right, so you can see it right here. Maybe I want to create a terms and condition and I want to maintain this instead of starting from afresh. So what I'll do is I'm going to duplicate the FAQ page. All right, so if I come to pages, you can see FAQ. For me to duplicate it, there's a plugin that I want you to install. So just come and look for that plugin. You come to plugins and click on add plugin. So you look for the plugin called duplicate page. Duplicate page. Now, apart from page, you can use it to duplicate page, post, and even when we start to look at the header side, on the header also, you can use it to duplicate some of the options that are there under the header. Okay, so I've installed this, so I'll come back to pages. I'll just need to refresh. So once I refresh this, so you can see, now you see that all the pages is having this, duplicate this. I can duplicate the contact us page. Oh, I've clicked on contact. So I mistakenly click on contact. You can see we have two contacts page now, but this is drafts. The page you duplicate will be, the new one will be in drafts, so it's not live. Okay. So, but what I said I want to duplicate now is the FAQ. So I come over here and click on duplicate this. All right. So that will save us time in a lot of things. Now you can see this is a duplicated one, so I'll just edit it. So let me open that in a new tab. So let me click here. So if instead of FAQ, let me name it terms and condition. Okay. So you can see that the slug will also change. And I can go ahead and publish and publish. Okay. Then I'll come here and click on edit with Elementor. So now it has opened up. So what I'll just do is now you can see inside of this FAQ also, I'll change it to terms and condition. So with this now, all the font size and everything will be the same thing. So for example, this image that is here now, I can just click on this image and upload a new image so that it can be different. So I'll just look for an image that best fits when we want to talk about terms and condition. Okay, so you can see this was one that was there before. You can just upload another one or a different image, you know, that befitted. Not, this is just for illustration purpose. Then for this place, I have to track my order once I click on it. I think this is okay. This was used, accordion was used. So instead of then I can come here, and maybe if I want to maintain this, I'll just change how to track my order. I can just change it to something else, and then I'll just put in the text that I want to use for it. Okay, and if I don't want to use accordion, I can just go ahead and delete it. Okay, then maybe I want to use let's see, close. Maybe I want to use text editor. Let's make it easy. Maybe I want to use, so I just and bring this here. So with this now, I can just enter my list of terms and condition, and I can format it appropriately and just publish. Okay, so with that now, our terms and condition page is already ready. And if you are very creative with Elementor, or you want to be creative, you can go ahead and create some other designs, okay, of how you, but you don't need to go too much. Just, you can see how the FAQ was quite easy and very straightforward. Okay, and you put in your terms and condition. Okay, so that is it on how to edit the pages or create a new page that was not on the site. All right, so that takes us to the next part of the video. Now I'm back to the dashboard of our website, and the next thing I want to do now is to create menu. Now that you can create page, the next thing is to be able to create menu. So if you should check out our website right now, okay, before, while that is opening up, so to start up with the menu, you come over to appearance. Once you over appearance, you see this option that says menu. So just go ahead and click on it. All right, so this is the page where you are going to be creating menu. However, because of we imported a demo site, okay, a completed website, we already have some menu right here. So you can as well work with it if it fits the kind of design you are working with, or the kind of menu you want to have on your website. And if that doesn't work, you can just go ahead and create yours. Now let me show you what makes some menus that we have right here. Now you see this four, you are seeing this shop checkout, and it's a menu right here. You see everything right here. This right here is also a menu. Now if you also scroll down to the footer, we also have some menu here. You can see under this my account, you are seeing that there are some menu options right here under quick links. So this is what we refer to as menu. So how do you go ahead to create some of them? There are different ways to go about it. So let me share them with you. So once you're on this page now, you can see here, for example, now we are currently select menu to edit. That's because we already have menu created. That's why you are seeing it. If we are working on a plain website where there's no menu created, you first be prompted to create the menu that you want to create. You can see if I click here, we have menu, footer menu 1, 2, 3, like that. So you can have as many menu as possible depending on what you are creating and where you want to place them. Now for the footer menu 1 that is already selected, and you can see the option here, create a new menu. Okay, for footer menu 1 now, that's just the name of the menu. You can see we have account details, order, address, lost password, and logouts. And if you go back to our website, you can see account details, order, blah blah blah, like this. Then if you also check out I think this is what they use for the main menu. So if I should select it, you can see we have shop, checkout, FAQ, and refund. And if you come back to our website, I think that's what we saw at the top earlier. So if I should go to the top, so you can see shop, checkout, FAQ. And so how do you go ahead to create all of this? Now, once you have to create it, let me just give you an example of maybe you want to create your own from afresh. So you can just go ahead and click on create new menu. So you can see you are going to give it a name. So let's say let me just call it main menu 2. Okay, and it's not compulsory to use everything, and again you are still going to have where you are going to place them. Okay, so once you select it, now this one is menu location. You can use this part here to select where you want to place the menu, like the menu you want to create, where you want to place them. But if you are not yet sure where you want to place them, you can still skip this and just go ahead and click on create menu. You can see we already have the menu created, and you can see we're already on the main menu 2. Now what you want to do now is you can see add menu items from the column on the left. Now from this column on the left, you are going to select the pages that you want to have on those menu. And don't forget, there are pages that makes up the menu. We have the option of pages, we have the option of post, custom link, category, and WooCommerce endpoints. Those are the things that we can use to make up our menu. Now, take for instance, now if I should check this now, I think we have a refund policy page. We also have FAQ page, we have checkout page, and shop page. So you can see this particular menu comprises of pages. We can also create it using from custom links. You know, some pages did not really exist on your site, so you're going to use custom links for that. Let me show you. So we have the option, like I said, we have the option of pages. So maybe for main menu 2 now, I can select, maybe let's view all. So maybe on my main menu 2, I want to have my home page. I'll select it, about us page. I also want to maybe let's see, maybe I don't want the cart page to be there. Maybe I also want contact, FAQ, like that. Maybe I just want those 4. All right, so what I'll just do, once I've selected it, I just click on add to menu, so you can see it will appear right here. Now if I also want to use maybe a post, if I want a particular post to be on the menu, we don't have post on this site right now because I didn't create a blog. Assuming we created a blog and then we have post on it, we can also add it to it. Then you can also use custom links, like what I was saying, that there are some pages that are not on your website, but if you have the link to those pages, you can paste the link here and then you put a text, okay, that's going to take you to that particular page that you want to link. Okay, so that's what this. Then category, now you also want to include categories, okay, to your menu. You can also do that from here. And then WooCommerce endpoints, okay, now these are some pages that were created by WooCommerce. Also, if you want to have them on your menu, you can just select them, okay, and then you click on add menu. So once you are done, you go ahead and click on save menu, and it will go ahead and you've created it like that. Okay, I'm still going to show you where you're going to select where each of them to be. Now, there are some things that you can also do when you have some list of menu. If I should drag this to the right, it becomes a sub menu. So that means once I over home, the about is going to show. Let me see if there's something like that here. So an example is this, but this is what we call a mega menu because it's showing even more than, because it's showing all of this. We're still going to get there. Okay, so you can see it's showing sub menu, and you can have sub menu under a sub menu. So it's like this. So, and again, you can also rearrange them, okay, depending on how you think. So if you want to have idea about how best to arrange, you can just check from your similar website, okay, and see how they create their menu, or what did they have on their menu, how did they arrange them. So that will give you an idea of the kind of menu that you should also create for your site. Okay, so just go ahead and save that. Another thing you can do again is you notice that for this now, this is capital letter and small letter, all cap, all cap, all cap. Okay, so just to have that consistency, for example, you can see this is all cap, while this is showing first letter capital and rest small letter. So you can also click on it and then change the navigation label. Okay, so there are still some other options right here. Now you see here, you want to add icon, item icon, if you want to add all of these. Now, if you want to add mega menu, like I mentioned earlier, you can see this effect whereby if I over mini dress, it's showing me this, and it's showing me some dresses under the category of mini dress. If I come to dresses maxi, it's showing me some, you know, some products under it, and some of these. This is what we refer to as mega menu. All right. So I'll still show you where you can create your mega menu, but once you have created, if you want to add, for example, if you want to add a mega menu to this particular home page, okay, or the contacts page, once I click here, you see mega menu. So click and select any of the mega menu that you want to use. I'm still going to show you where you can create your mega menu. All right, but we already have some mega menu created for us, so this is where you can select it. All right, so once you are done, always remember to save anything that you do right here. All right, so this is how you can create yours, but let me walk you some of the ones that were created earlier. That's, for example, this let me see, I think mobile menu is what was used. I think this particular one is under mobile menu, but let's see. So you can see I'm currently under mobile menu, and under all dresses, we have shop, checkout, FAQ. Let me see if I can, okay, that's for mobile. And if I should minimize the browser to mobile view, for example, I reduce it like this to mobile, so you can see so you see that the menu is the menu right here for mobile. You can see we have all dresses. Under all dresses, that is where we have all of this. You can see they are sub menu, right? And you can see we have shop and checkout. Now, if I should so this is the desktop view. So that's another thing, that this theme and the website itself is very responsive. It shows well on both mobile, desktop, or any kind of device. Okay, so you can see this is at the sub menu. All right, so the one they use for the for this one, this menu at this part here. Okay, so this is it. The name is sub menu categories. Now if you look at it, if I should click on it now, you can see this is navigation label, and then the mega menu. You can see this is what they use, mega menu 2 for this particular menu. All right, so that is it on how you can go ahead and create menu. All right, so now let's come back to our dashboard. Now once you are done creating the menus you want to use, another thing that you need to do is to come over to appearance again. Under appearance, you have the customize here, so just come over to customize. Now once you are here, you can see we have all of these options that you also need to do. So you come over to site identity. Now under site identity is where you put in your site logo. So you come over here to select, and then you upload your site logo. Okay, if you have your logo on your site already, you can just go ahead and select it. If you don't have it, you just go ahead and upload it. Okay, so let's see. I don't have it here though. So but this is where you upload your site logo, you put in your site title right here, and then your tagline, because this is another place that you can put it, and then your site icon also. All right, so this is where you put in your site icon. I made mention of what site icon is at the beginning of the video. Is that icon that you are going to see, okay, at your browser. For example, you see it here under email, Gmail, for example. This is their site logo. Now you see that currently we don't have any site logo, and that's why it is showing this right here. Okay, I mean site icon. All right, so once you upload it, that's what's going to be there. Like I said, you can always use your logo itself for that. So away from site identity, for menu, now this is where you are going to select where those menu will be. Okay, for example, now we have footer menu 1. You can see right, okay, apart from here, you can also select where the menu will be from here. I'm still going, okay, I think there's still another place that you can also select where the menu will be when we get there. Okay, so away from menu, we also have widgets. They didn't use widgets here, so let's just move away from here. We also have on-page settings. Some of these settings are okay the way they are, but I just need to touch some of these things so that you can, have full knowledge or a good knowledge of WordPress generally. So this is for the home page is set already as home page, and what this means is that once you enter your domain name on any browser, the first page you want it to take you to, this is where you're going to set that up. Okay, so it's by default it's set to home. All right, and this is post page. That means if you have a blog page, you just select your blog. Okay, that means if you create a post, what page do you want it to show up? So this is it right here. So that's the settings there. Then for WooCommerce settings, store notice, you don't need this because once your store is live, you don't need this, so you can X out of it. Product catalog, show products, these settings is okay the way they are. Product image, if you want to select the product image size, okay, thumbnail cropping and the likes, but by default they are okay. If you're familiar with CSS and you want to do some CSS, this is where you can put in those CSS code. Okay, so there's pretty much nothing to do right here under customize. Okay, so another thing that is similar to customization of your website is when you come over to this Betheme, okay, and then you come over here to where we have theme option. Okay, so go ahead and click on theme option. All right, so this is where you are going to do some customization settings. Okay, again, you might not need to touch some of the things here, but I just need to walk you through just in case you have anything you want to do here. So under global, you see there's the general option right here. You can see the layout is set to full width, if okay, and then the style, the background for the websites. Okay, and then away from that, we also have logo. Now, once you see something like this, that means it is working with a particular template. Okay, the logo itself is managed under this template. You're still going to get there. Okay, so you can see retina logo. You can't really do much here because there is a template that is handling everything under logo. So you can just go through some of these things, and then, but I'll say once you make any changes, just know where those changes are. All right, so under this header and sub-heading, so once you see this, there is a template that is already controlling all of these, and that is why you can't select anything right here. All right, so let's see if there's an option under footer. So also under footer, there's something controlling it. So since there's an option, there's a template already controlling all of this, so let's just go to the template side. Okay, and then do that. I think I see SEO. So under this SEO, so if you want to put in your Google tag ID, this is where you put it. And then there's another important one right here. Now this SEO field, do make sure you fill it. Okay, your meta description for your website, go ahead and put it. all of this for SEO purpose. Just make sure you fill them. All right. So once you are done with the options under this theme options, then you come over to templates and select templates. Okay. Now for this particular one, there is a lot that controls certain parts of. You can see we are currently on all templates. Now these are templates that were created for us by virtue of the website that was the demo that was created that we are working with. Okay, and you can see under header we have mega menu, 5 mega menus that were created. You can ask because for 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it? I think this is for the 5th one. Okay, so under the templates, now if you want to make for the checkout header the mega menu 5, mega menu 4, like that up to 1. We also have the footer templates, the shop archive template, and all of the newsletter section. Now this newsletter section is one that is controlling, let me see, where is that guy that usually pop up when you open a new page. Okay, so it should pop up now. Okay, maybe it's not working for, okay, this newsletter pop up. Okay, so I was mentioning earlier that if you don't want this pop up or you want to make any correction here, so this is the template this is the design that is responsible for that. Okay, I think this is it. Newsletter 20% off pop up. So this is it. Okay. Let's see. We also have the header template. Now let me show you. Let's just walk through a few of them. Now this is the footer template. Let's see if we can view it. All right, so it's change page not found, but the footer template is the one that is responsible for the footer design that we are having here. You can see this entire footer. If you want to make any modification or update or correction to it, so you have to, once you are on the template, now you see this footer template. Now there's something I would advise you to do is, if you want to maintain this template, okay, you want to just still have it as a, let me just call it a backup, because you can also create your own different footer. If you are very conversant with using Elementor, you can create a separate footer than to this instead of using that one. So what I would advise you to do is to duplicate it first. Okay, remember the plugin we uploaded earlier that we used to duplicate pages? That plugin will also work in duplicating pages, posts. You can see even this template, you can see the option here, duplicate this. So before you edit any of these templates, I would strongly advise that you duplicate it so that if anything goes wrong with the initial templates, okay, so you can see it will just be there as a draft. Okay, so if anything happens to the initial template, you can just come back to the duplicates that you have. Okay, so let me come here. So for you to edit it now, you can see there's the option to edit, but if you want to edit it, you're going to edit it with this BE Builder rather. Okay, it works with BE Builder, not Elementor. So let me open this in a new tab so that I can show you how it looks like, and just in case you need to edit it. All right, so you can just skip this or you can just go through it. All right, so let me just close this. All right, okay, so you can see it works with everything in the footer. All right, so it's not really capturing everything. I can swap to the right, so let me just reduce my screen. Okay, so with this now, you can see you can easily change everything that is here. For the footer, you can see it's just from here to here, and that's what we have on our website footer. You can see we're on the footer here. The footer starts from here. This white space here makes up the footer. All right, so if you want to make any changes, once you hover it, okay, and you click on this pencil icon, you can go ahead and you can see these images right here, and you can even delete the entire section right here if you don't want it. You can see there's the option here to delete, which works for the entire section, while this other one works for the element that is inside the section. Okay, so for example, if you want to change this, that's the same way we did for pages under Elementor. Once you hover over it, you click on your pencil, you can see it will show up right here. You can see the text here. This is it also here. So this is where you can update it. You can update this contact info. This is logo. All right, so you can see here, this is where you can change your logo. Once you click it, there's an option here where you can choose your logo. Okay, you can choose it from your system. And then, like I mentioned earlier too, that if you are very conversant with using Elementor, you want to have a different thing, you can also use it. Let's say, for example, you can also use it to change the background. Let's say I want to change the background for this now. Once I click on this edit, you can see everything works here. The display, the sticky. Let's see advanced. Let's see color. Anything that works with color here. Dimension, spacing, background. Okay, so this is its background. So let's say we want to choose a background color, so you can see right here. Okay, so let me just clear that. Okay, so that's it for the footer, in case you want to change anything for the footer. Now, okay, another thing I want to mention is, lest I forget, is this menu. You can see that under this accounts, Okay, so in case you want to change it from my account to something else, once you click on it, you can change this heading here. You can see this is an heading. Then for this is menu. You see it right here, menu. I haven't clicked on it. Now this is where you're going to select. There will be an option where you can choose the menu. You can see menu to display. That means which menu you want to display on this particular column. You can see footer menu 1. This is where you can select any menu. Okay, and then for this, if you click, you can see footer menu 2. Do you want it to be vertical? Depending on your design, do you want it to be horizontal? Okay, so your design will determine. Also, do you want it to be left, center, or right align? So if I select right, so you can see. So all these are self-customizable. If you click here also, you can update the information that we have right here in the footer. You can see there's a social icon right here. Okay, so I can just click on it to also edit the social icon. This is, I'll just paste the link to where I want the icon to link to. Okay, so let me just close this. Let me just leave it since I didn't mix it. It was just a walkthrough. Okay, so reset. So with this now, you can do the same thing to any of these templates. Okay, let's look at another template. We have this header template also. Don't forget, I will strongly advise you always duplicate any changes, any of these templates if you are to edit them. Okay, so let me open this also. Let me just touch that because it's pretty much the same thing. So you can see this is for the header. Like that means if you want to change or update this header, so once you get the template, you locate it, and then, for example, if you click here now, maybe you want to use for this. Now, if I should, this is it. Then you select the menu that you want to display. You can choose from any of this menu. You can see the menu 2 we created, main menu 2 we created earlier. This is it right here. Okay, so if you want to change this, also you click on the logo. You can change your logo. Okay. So right here, these are icons that are linking to some pages. Okay, so if I should click here now, the icon type is wishlist and everything. Okay, so let me just, so basically that is it under the template. Now in case you want to create a new template, you can see there's an option to add new template. Okay, that if you don't, maybe you just want to create something from afresh, you click on add new templates. Then you come here and select the kind of template that you want to create. You can see right here, if you want to create header, footer, pop-up, mega menu, this is the mega menu I was talking about. So maybe you want to create your own mega menu. Just select that. Okay, it's mega menu you want to create. You give it a name, maybe mega menu 7. Okay, and then you go ahead and then you create templates. So once it opens up, you can see it's quite similar to Elementor Page Builder. Okay, so just click on Start Creating. Now you can start yours from afresh. Maybe you want to use a custom kind of design for yours, or you want to use some pre-built section. Okay, so that means maybe you want to use some ready-made templates to also create. So you can choose from any of these. You can see image and text. So you can see there are a whole lot that you can choose from. Okay, depending on what you want. List with images. Maybe you want to use this. I click on insert. All right, and then you can also play around with this rather. So don't forget always. So once you are done with whatever you are doing, so just make sure you update. Okay, and then you can just pick it up from there. All right. So away from that, let's come back to so I'm not going to save this. So let me just come back to templates. So okay, so you can see there. So just try to go through all of them to get familiar with templates. So that's it on the template part and the customization of the website. So let's come back to our dashboard. So again, we are back to our dashboard, and so far we've covered a larger part of this video. But before we finish this video, because we're still going to run a test to confirm that everything is working perfectly, and in case there's any challenges that you might want to encounter, and how you can sort that out. So one thing I want to show you is if you want to add a user to the backend, you want to give someone else access to the backend of the website. Okay, so what you do is you come over to user, then you click here to add user. All right, so I did mention this at the beginning of this video. Okay, so maybe you want to give them access to the website. So you can see you're going to put in, these are the 2 required information, the username, the email, and then the password. So you can go ahead and fill in all of this other information. Then if you scroll down, you want to select the role that you want to give them. So you can see we have different roles: shop manager, contributor, author, editor. Okay, so the highest role area is the administrator. So you also need to know that once you give someone the role of an administrator, they have equal access as you. You can equally log into the website and also take you out as the administrator or block you out of the website, although you can still gain access via your hosting and thereabouts. Okay, So, but you just need to take notes. So this is if you want to add user. And the reason I'm saying this is that you might need somebody to to manage your orders and everything from the back end. So that's why this is also important. So another thing you also need to do is your own profile yourself. Okay, you also need to update this. If you look at the top here, it's just showing my email, which is what which to me is not really nice. It shouldn't be showing your email. So once you come over to your profile, you can also click here and click on edit profile. So right here you can change your administrator scheme. You can see if I select fresh now, or maybe light. I think they've added a new set of color, or midnight, so you can see. So depending, I think some person like this midnight, okay, but I'm okay with the default color scheme. Okay, so some other options are here. If you want to enable Elementor AI functionality, so you should also put in your first name, your last name. For example, now if you want, then your name should be publicly displayed as. So maybe I want to put in a nickname now. So I can also put in maybe the same name as the website name, PA Clothing. Okay, then I can come to the public display as PA Clothing. So you see that it will also change right here, which makes more sense than showing your email. All right, and if you want to put in your profile picture, all of this basic information are very, very essential. Okay, and then you can scroll down, and then you want to put in your billing address because of e-commerce, then just go ahead and update that. All right, so with that being said, so the next thing we want to look at now is to go ahead and test everything that we've done. We can go ahead and look at our website again, and test it. Let's see if we can create an account. Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'll be opening it on a different browser. So I'm using Chrome all this while. So I'm coming to Opera now. Okay, so this is Opera Mini, and you can see I'm currently on the website. So let's see how it looks like if you want to create an account. So to do that, if I click here, which is this is my account, you can see there's an option to log in if I have an account, or I can just go ahead and create an account. So let me do that. So I'm creating a new account, so I'll just click on register. So let me click here and put in an email address. So I've put in my email address now, so I'll just go ahead and click on register. All right, so you can see your account is using a temporary password. We email you a link to change your password. So let me go and check if I received the email. So I'll come here, and then this is it right here. And then after refreshing, I didn't receive any email, and there's nothing in my spam. All right, so just in case you are having this issue, remember earlier in the course of the video when we were doing settings and email, we tried sending an email to test the email did not deliver. Okay, so I'll show you how you can fix that real quick. It's not something too difficult. So once you create yours and you notice that the emails are not delivering, so this is what you should do. So just come back to your dashboard. All right, so come and download this particular plugin. Right, so this is a plugin. You just put in WP Mail login. Okay, so this is a particular plugin that we need to install. Don't forget, you come over to plugin again. Under plugins, you see add new to take you to this page. You put in this WP Mail login, and this is it right here. So go ahead and install and activate this plugin. So while this is installed and activated, let me just show you something so that you can just be rest assured that it is not it can be a regular problem. Okay, because if even earlier when we were on this page, if you remember under WooCommerce setting, when we look at email and I show you that some of the default emails that you will also get and your customer will also get. Now if you read what we are having here, it says to ensure your store notification arrives in your and your customer's inbox, we recommend connecting your email address to your domain and setting up a dedicated SMPT server if something doesn't seem to be sending correctly. Okay, so it is a known problem, and that is why you can see that even on the website itself or on the back end, they already tell you that in case you're having that issue. Okay, so once you're having that issue, just see that it is still a normal regular issue for now, but there's always a way around it. Okay, so it's not that something is wrong with the theme or the website or you are not doing it right. Okay, so once you have installed the plugin, so let's click here that let's go to setup. Now to ask you to choose your SMPT mailer, so just scroll down and click on order SMPT, click on save and continue. All right, then you scroll down. Now this part where it is asking you to put in your SMPT host, your port and everything. So what you do now is you come back to your hosting. So the same hosting I recommended at the beginning of this video. So you akprosperblog.com/hosting, and then you'll be taken to this page. Just remember to log in again. You come over to emails. So once this open up, you see here create free email, because we also need to create a custom email that we are going to be using to fix our email that is not delivering. So you enter your domain name, the same domain name you are using. So I've copied it and pasted it here. So you select it, you click on next. So basically, and then you select the get started, the free option. Now, basically what we are doing now, like I said, we are creating a free custom email. This process will also the same thing if you want to create a custom email, maybe info@gadgetgpt.com, or custom email, or maybe order at your domain name, info at, you understand, or orders at. So what I want to do now, I'm just going to use info. Then you put in your password. Make sure you enter your recovery email also. So let me just use this. So once you are done, go ahead, click on create new account. So now this has been created. So now we'll go back to the setup we're doing. All right, so we come back here. Now here that we are asked to enter our SMPT host. All right, so just copy this, your SMPT as smpt.titan.email. So you can just copy this and you paste it there. So let me close this tab. Okay, you paste this. Now for encryption, select SSL. All right, so once you select SSL, now the SMPT port, let's see, I think it's also, yeah, it's 465. All right, so you can see it 465 for SSL. So it's already set to 465. And then you scroll down to where it's asking for authentication. All right, so here it's asking for the SMPT username. So make sure it is the same email that you created now, the custom email. If yours is info at your domain name, or others, or maybe your name, like maybe I created prosper@gpt.com. So that is what you are going to come here and come and paste as your username. Your SMPT password will be the password, okay, for this email that you created, right? So you come here also and paste it. All right, so once you are done, your from name, you can put in maybe the name of your store. All right, and then your from your email, you can also put in maybe the name of your store. Maybe you can put in your own custom email also, and you can put in your Gmail or whatever. Okay, but I think it is okay if you put in your custom email. So let me also use my the custom email. So because doing this, it will make everything look more professional, because once they see a custom email that is coming to their inbox, they'll kind of like trust it. So once you are done, click on save and continue. Then you can also scroll down. There's nothing much to do. You save and continue. Now, once you are installing this plugin, yours might not, the setup might not look like this. It might not go in steps like this, okay? It might just be on a single screen. But the major thing that you need are those information that you've provided, okay? Help us make it better. Let's just save and continue. All right. And then you scroll down. Okay, we don't have a purchase key, just keep. Okay, so it's checking the mailer configuration. You can see congrats, your SMPT setup. You said, okay, so congrats, you successfully set up WP Mail SMPT, and that is it. Okay, so finish setup. Now everything has been set correctly, and with this now we can easily send out emails from our website, and the emails are going to be delivered. So I can go ahead and close this. And okay, so now I can, if you want to check your web mail, you can see it here. You just use this to open it up, okay? Or you can just use the link that I'm going to post it on somewhere on the screen, so that you can also use it to access your custom emails. And then when you get there, you can also set it up properly. I have a separate video for that, okay? All right, so now that we are done with this, now let's go back to the testing phase we have. So since we didn't receive the email earlier, so I'll just come here and click on resend, okay? So you can see we've emailed you a link to change your password. So let's see if the email was received. So as you can see now, we've received the email. So you can see it right here. It's showing the, you remember where we said our from name? And that's why you should always update it to something that makes sense. You can see if I hover over it also, it's showing me the name. It's also showing the, what's it called? The email. Okay, that's the from email. You can see all of this will make everything look more professional and okay. So you can see this is what the email looks like. PA clothing reset password, and it is showing me my username. So if I scroll down now, it's showing me the link. All right, and then if you look here, it's showing the footer, it's showing the store name, it's showing the address, and if you, it's quite okay like this, but if you want to make everything look more better, maybe you want to add your logo. Remember, I've showed you how to do that under WooCommerce settings and then email customization. All right. So what I'll just do is I'll just copy this, copy link, and then come and open it right here. Okay. So with that now, I'll be able to create, you can see, my own password. So let me just go ahead and create a password. So I've put in and I go ahead and click on save. So with this now, I've created an account as a user, or I can say as a customer. All right. So the next one, let's try and add some items. Okay. So you can see I'm currently on my account parts. As a customer, customers might need to just fill in the account details and everything. Okay. But there's no need to go through all of this. So let me just go to the, okay, let's see if I can just add some items to cart, and then let's just demonstrate what shopping looks like. So maybe I want to purchase this item. I go ahead, I add it to cart. So you can see it has been added to cart. The cart can show up, can slide in from right. Okay. If I want to proceed to checkout, I'll click here. Maybe I want to add another item. Okay. Maybe I want to, let's see. Maybe I want to add this item. So for this now, let's see. Let me just add this to cart. All right. So let's just proceed to cart from this. All right. So you can see now, this is what the checkout page looks like. And remember when we are setting up, we provide the option for pickup. So that you can see it's showing up right here that pickup, or that's for local pickup or shipping, right? And if you look at the way now this is the coupon part, you can see add coupon. Remember we created coupon earlier. So if you created a coupon, this is where you're going to put in the coupon to apply the coupon. And the subtotal for everything here is $47. $49, and you can see the delivery rate is showing $10, and that's because we are having two items right here. And remember we set it up that $5 per item for shipping. Okay, and then the VAT is showing 3.56, and if you calculate what we set up during VAT was 7.5%. So 7.5% of this will give us this, and this is our total right here. Okay. And then let's see, but if you are doing pickup, you can see that means we are only paying for this. Okay, then you can go ahead and put in your billing address and select the payment method. So now again, with respect to the payment method, you can see we have bank transfer, we have cash on delivery. Okay, now the reason why you are not seeing the option to pay with card is because I only demonstrated how to set up payment with card using Stripe. I only demonstrated it. I didn't really save that option. Okay, but I just walked you through. So if you complete that process, you are going to see the option to pay with card here, and if you do it correctly, it works. Okay, so let's say I want to do cash on delivery. So I've selected that option, and then let me just fill in this billing address, because if I don't fill it, I won't be able to check out. So let me just use the popular John Doe address. Let's say, okay, let me just use some of this pop-up like that. The phone number is optional. And then if there's an additional note as a customer, remember I'm doing all these things as a customer. Okay, so I might want to leave a note for the seller or for the store owner. So for the note, I just added, I said send the package on a Tuesday. Okay, maybe I'll be available on Tuesday to receive it. Okay, so once I'm done, I click on place order. All right, so you can see checkout. You can see thank you, your order has been received. And if I should scroll down now, it will show me the order detail. You can see order number 10, that is the first order I'm going to be making on this site. Okay, that's why it's showing 1000. It's showing me the date, my email, the total, the payment method, and then if I should scroll down, it's giving me the order details. Okay, let's say cash on delivery. Okay, and the billing address. Now let's go ahead and check what our emails that we are going to receive. Okay, so if I should come back now and check my inbox, okay, so you can see this is the email I'm going to be receiving as a customer now. Okay, you can see your PA clothing order has been received. Okay, so if I should open it up, you can see I've received the email, and the emails are going to inbox. All right, so you say, hi John, you can see that's the name as a customer. Okay, just to let you know, we received your order and it is now being processed. Here is a reminder of what you've ordered. You can see, so if you want to also change some of this text or everything here, I've showed you earlier where you can do that. It's showing me the total. Now the customer notes, you can see the note I left is showing it here, that send the package on a Tuesday, the billing address. Thanks again. If you need any help with your order, please contact us at. So don't forget to update this email on that WooCommerce email settings. Okay, and if you want to change this. Now let me also show you what the email looks like, as the store owner will also receive an email. So if I should come over here, So you can see I've even received quite a number of emails. So you can see after making that order, it's now telling me that products low in stock. Okay, so you can see shirt dress. This is the SKU is low in stock. There is one. There are one left. That means this particular shirt. You can see this particular shirt. It's only one that is left. You can see that we also selected the option that the store should send us a notification when a particular item is low on stock. You can see that it's playing out right here. So if I should go back and also telling me that, okay, I already have one order. Okay, so the images in this are hidden. Okay, show images. All right, so you can see it here. You've received an order. So this is the email that the store owner is going to receive. Okay, so you can see you've received a new order. Now don't mistake them. This is the one for the store owner, and this is the email for the customer. You can say thanks for your order, while this one is saying new order. All right, and it's showing me all the details right here, the payment method, the customer notes, and everything. All right, so let me go back now. So also, if you also go back to the store, if I should refresh this page now, and let's see. Okay, so you can see WooCommerce status is telling me that awaiting processing one order, low in stock, 5 products are low in stock, 3 products are out of stock. Okay, so you can also click here. Remember I was saying earlier that you can decide what you want, the information that you want to appear right here, so that it can be easy for you to navigate them. So I'm waiting processing. I can just from here click on it. Okay, that's one way. Or alternatively, from WooCommerce, you can see orders showing one. All right, so once you've received the order, just click on it. Okay, so you can see it will show up right here. And definitely what is next is for you to do offline. Okay, so for you to package the customer order and ship it out. Okay, so once you've done that, okay, and there are some things that you might be able to do, you can also do from the back end as the store. Now maybe for example, now the customer might make a mistake and reach out to you, blah blah blah. Okay, so you can also do certain things here. Maybe you want to make adjustment or anything, but once you have done, you can see the status. You can say complete. That is when you've sent the order. Okay, click on complete and update. So you can see the order is updated. Now once you have done this, the customer is going to receive an email. So you can see your order for PA clothing is on its way. Okay, so that means it's currently being shipped. Okay, you can see you have we have finished processing your order. Now the customer will receive this. Here is a reminder of what you ordered. Okay, and then I think you should also receive an email. Will you? Okay, the store owner will not receive email because you are aware of what you did. Okay, so basically that's, you can see that everything works just the way we wanted it, or the way it should. So guys, back to our dashboard. So with that, pretty much covered everything I want to talk about in the course of this video. But if you find value, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you're yet to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe. And just in case at any point in this video I'm speaking too fast, I've showed you earlier, you can just slow the speed of the video so that you can just follow up. Okay, and again, I'm going to leave a timestamp in the description of this video so that if there's any part of this video you want to rewatch, okay, so you can easily locate them. And don't forget the link to the theme. All right, I'll leave them in the description of the video, and also the hosting. And don't forget, you are going to be getting some 5% discount and the free domain if you use my link. Okay, they are affiliate link, so please use them. It's just a way of saying thank you. I'm going to get the commission if you use them, and I'll appreciate if you also do that. So if you have any question or any comments for me, let me know in the comment section of this video. And if you want to hire my service, okay, for your website design project, feel free to send me an email. You see it just below the video. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time. My name is Prosper, and with that, I'll see you all in another video. Bye for now. Like an angel in the morning, shooting stars across the night, the most beautiful girl I've seen in all my life. You're my girlfriend, you're my lover. Without you, no one else but you. Girl, I'm so amazed by the things you do. Girl, I wanna build my whole world around you. And I promise you forever and for always. Girl, you are my sunshine, baby, don't you go away. Yeah, oh, I didn't even mention how to change this, but it's still under templates. Okay, so you can still change this under templates. Oh, no, look for me. All right, bye, guys.